What do you mean? He has the responsibility of, well.
Alright.
Wait a minute.
No
I
card
heard someone
shuffling.
shuffling cards. Brandon, what the
No
hell?
card shuffling.
Are you trying to get me in trouble again?
You know that's not me.
Just
Not me.
He's shoving his face with pancakes. He's not shuffling and shoving his face with pancakes at the same
No
time.
eating on the job, damn it.
Are you shuffling the pancakes?
He's shuffling the pancakes.
I have so many on my plate, I'm shuffling them.
Alright.
That's quite a talent.
So no card shuffling, but yeah, no card shuffling.
Pancakes.
That will make noise though.
Can you shuffle pancakes? Is that possible?
You probably could.
If you tried hard enough, it's probably possible.
I've seen people
Shaggy can on the Scooby Doo.
Yeah, but he's
Exactly.
like really.
He would mix them in with salami.
Yeah, but he's really, really high all the time, so he can do anything. You ever notice that he's the only one that can understand Scooby Doo for a good reason?
Yeah, it's pretty.
And then he's always so hungry.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Asking, do you ever notice how freaking Freddy and Daphne always seem to disappear? Never in any trouble. Like, we're just gonna go over here. We can't show you what we were doing.
and they never find anything.
And
Yeah.
you ever notice how Velma looks at Daphne most of the time and smiles more than she does at anybody else?
Yeah, Fred and Daphne never find anything.
Scooby Dooby Doo, smoke some dupes. He's rolling up the grass now.
All right, so
Showtime.
here we go. We're gonna start the show because we got to get this thing going. This is Pauper to the People. With me tonight is Peter,
Hello.
Dan,
Hey, boy.
Mikey,
That's the champion to you.
okay, and Brennan.
Howdy, everybody.
And Chris will be joining us later for the set review. We're doing the set review tonight, but he's going to join us once we hit the black cards because he's still en route.
I apologize. I wasn't here last week to gloat on my Pauper Classic Tuesdays win.
Yeah. You crushed it, though.
I did, though I kind of luck-sucked my way to victory the entire tournament.
No.
Like, I don't think I played optimally more than I made mistakes, and the deck was just so powerful it just carried me.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also beat the man who had it all, so I got an achievement.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Winning any Magic tournament requires having a good deck, playing well, and having a lot of luck. So, well done.
Yeah.
Last week I couldn't even have been bought a Christmas present because, I mean, I already had it all at that point.
Yeah. But how was everyone's Easter weekend?
Pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
I got some really bad news this weekend for myself.
I did too.
Would you like to tell us about it?
Mike knows about my bad news. It was on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I am so.
Yeah, but it's actually a family friend of ours, but it's my sister-in-law's family more. We on Saturday, her brother-in-law and her husband were my sister-in-law's brother-in-law and her husband were driving back from Staples, Minnesota, or up in Cass County, and up here in Minnesota, and they got in a car accident, and he lost his wife.
Oh my god. That's awful.
That is
Yeah,
shame.
and it was to the point of like not even like there wasn't even a chance of saving her. She was just as soon as the accident was over. So yeah, we're dealing with that because we're really close for our family, or my in-laws and that family are pretty close to each other. Like we spend a lot of holidays together and hang out and stuff. So yeah, no services. No service has been announced yet. Mike is still recuperating. The guy, the husband, he survived. He's still recuperating, and they just moved him to St. Cloud for another surgery because he suffered a dislocated hip that's fractured, and broken arm. He broke his hand, and he has a chemical burn from gasoline on his back. And they had him in the Staples, but they transferred him to St. Cloud because he's got to go through another surgery because on his hip, a bone fragment chipped off of his hip, and it's in the socket. So now he's got another surgery to go through to get that taken care of, and so
That's a damn shame.
yeah. But yeah, it's. I mean, we're dealing with it.
Was he the driver?
He was the driver.
Oh, then he has a whole lifetime of blaming himself.
Well, it's not really the accident was caused by a drunk driver. From what we've gathered so far, what rumor has it that it was a drunk driver that caused the chain reaction to begin with.
Good job, asshole.
Yeah, so we're dealing. We're everyone in our family and their families kind of chipping in to help out as much as we can. And that's all we really can do right now. They Mike and Jackie's the one that passed away. They have 3 kids. The oldest is 10 years old and the youngest is 10 months old.
Oh my god.
So yeah, everybody's doing fine. We're just dealing with everything on a daily basis and helping out Mike as much as possible. So in our way, in indirectly or directly. So but yeah, we're dealing with it. Other than that, Easter was. We still had Easter. Our family got together and still had Easter and celebrated the holidays, but it was kind of somber.
It's at times like that you have to get together.
Yeah, exactly. And we had the fire. I had the fire pit going all weekend. So I got the fire. We had a fire on Friday like that. There was still snow on the ground. I posted pictures on Facebook. I think was it Matt Billings. You know, Matt. He posted on Facebook. Thought we were crazy. Took a picture of my wife sitting by the fire in her coat, reading her Kindle, with snow behind her. And Matt's just like, you're nuts. And my wife responds like, it's Minnesota. We deal with it. 40 degrees is fire weather.
I wish it was 40 degrees.
So we had a fire, and then on Friday I had a bunch of friends over. And then on the Saturday was game day. We played an epic game of Zombicide. And yes, Peter, we had every single zombie miniature on that board.
Nice.
We used all the tiles. We went for a big game and used all the tiles. That game is amazing. I'm buying myself a copy of it now because I really want it.
Well, you realize Brian's got like 3 expansions for it now or something like that, right?
Yes, I'm going to buy all 3 expansions too because I want it. But, so yeah, we played Zombicide, and then what else did we do? No, that's about it. And then the EDH League, I want to say for our EDH play group, it is absolutely perfect. Like literally perfect. Like it probably doesn't work for a store or other EDH play groups, but our play group, it works. It is absolutely perfect in every way for a play group. So it was a lot of fun. There's really no one's. It's only our first week, but everyone had a lot of fun. There was not one complaint about this guy's being a douchey play or anything like that. So that's pretty sweet.
I think Chris is going to be joining us a lot earlier than the Black Review.
Is he? He's on? Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then he can take over Black. Yeah, people use.
That could be taken in a very, very racist way.
I know, right? There we go. But how was anybody else's weekend? Sorry, I guess I rambled on.
My weekend was better than yours.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say.
That might go without saying, but
Yeah.
I was about to complain about in-laws. That seems petty now.
Sorry.
I got some bad news.
What?
So, well, I don't know if it's anywhere near close to what you went through, but I now found out that my eye problems are actually 10 times as worse as I thought they were. It turns out that I have a very rare case of bad, I don't really remember what it's called, but it's like cataracosis or something like that in both of my eyes. And it turns out I might have to have surgery on my eyes at some point in my life to save the eyesight. See, my left eye, I was born with like half the lens removed.
Yeah.
But I was just born that way. And
Yeah.
shouts to Lady Gaga, terrible artist, but it's funny. So it turns out that they might be able to actually make the eye function, because right now I don't like when I try to look out my left eye, I just see everything in like a blurry state because I'm only looking out through half a lens.
Mhm.
But the doctor is now going to check if the eye is good enough that it has perfect vision. So they're going to, at some point, I'm going to have surgery in a few years or something, and then they'll take the lens out and then replace it with a contact lens, and that'll be my eye lens for the rest of my life.
Oh, the
But,
crystal one?
Is that
I don't
I'm
know.
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Howdy.
hear you.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hi, everyone.
Mikey?
And then,
Mikey,
What?
What's the chance of success of the operation then? Will you be fine?
I don't know. I mean, it's all in the early states. I have to go check out. I have to go to my doctor's college professor in the city in Manhattan so that he can check out the problem and give me some drops so that. I mean, the first thing I thought was like, the first thing I asked the doctor was, "Am I going to go blind?" And he said, "Well, we're not going to let that happen." So. I mean, there's a chance that if I had never caught this, I guess I could have gone blind completely in my life. But the reason why the glasses never helped me out was because in my right eye, when I would look through the lens, I would only see through, like, the tip of it. So it wasn't actually doing anything. And the reason why when I squint I see fine is because I'm sending a minimal beam of light through my eye, and is why I'm able to see well when I'm squinting, but that's damaging my eye. So now, what's going to happen is they're going to have to give me drops to try and just, I guess, like take care of the cataclysmis problem. But if it doesn't take care of it, I'm going to have eye surgery at some point in my life, which I'm not looking forward to, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And that was my bad news, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going to have to wear contacts probably the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's not bad. Contacts aren't horrible.
I'm glad you caught it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Chris has joined us, so we have him now.
Don't
How was
sound-
your Easter?
Don't sound so happy.
How was your Easter?
It was good. I'm eating jelly beans right now.
Nice.
It's the official old school crew with the two new guys.
Yeah. Chris, you should start your recording, because if this our review takes too long, you can piece together what I recorded and what you recorded.
Did we already start?
I started
we're
mine.
like halfway in.
Yes.
Okay, so we're halfway through.
No. We haven't started the set review yet. We're still at intro.
Yeah, we're halfway through the beginning.
Yeah.
Christ.
So, Brennan,
So you start your recorder, because then if it gets going, if it gets too late and I got to get to work, you can. It's a matter of just keeping the call. You know what I mean?
I'm already recording.
Good. We're
He's awesome like that.
Brennan, while
'Cause
Chris
then-
is here, I would like you to clear my name
Clear
So-
your name for what?
for the shuffling cards incident.
Oh, he didn't mean to do it, Chris.
God damn it!
I really, I'm on his side. He is a
You
habit.
son of
He
a-
he can't help it.
I'll remember
Well-
this. I will.
For every time you think about the card shuffling that you accidentally did, just realize that there's been 5 or 6 times that Nate's cleared his throat and went into the microphone when someone else was talking, and I can't edit that out at all.
Hey, I tried not to.
There's this little thing. It's a picture of a microphone, and if you click it, it mutes you.
Well, I know I have it on.
No freaking way.
Yeah. So
Wait,
Chris,
hold
you're
on.
gonna do black.
Okay.
So, I purposely don't have a color to do. I'm just gonna comment on stuff.
Is everybody okay with the colors they're doing?
Yeah,
I
I think
love my
so.
color.
He likes white. Yeah, you got blue because you're a blue shenanigans, and Chris is a black player.
Mikey, let me ask you honestly, what would you have said if I would have told you I had a problem with black?
I would have asked you what color you wanted to do in
Okay.
a non-racist sort of way.
Just making sure. Just making
I'm
sure.
not insinuating anything.
You got Brennan doing red and Peter doing green. So, but yeah. So there's like we're not gonna do any financial or anything. We're just gonna go right to this brew of the month. And we're gonna do the set reviews. So, but yeah. So does anyone else want to talk about their weekends?
I can chime in with a short story about
Go for it.
regarding in-laws. I had a visit from my in-laws, who I actually like a lot. But they
Did
were
you
going
feed them the rancid meat?
they were
The
going
fish.
to the villa, and I had to go to the capital for another family thing. So I missed them, so that they went to visit my wife, and I was, oh no, I don't get to meet my in-laws, and I actually felt like that. But to compensate, they actually did all the wallpaper work in the villa that I was supposed to be part of. So my in-laws came to my house, had a great time, and did all the work I
Nice.
on my bench. So yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
While I had an awesome Easter weekend in the capital.
Yeah. That's cool. That all?
Yeah.
Okay. MTGO Brew of the Month. We're gonna do Brew of the Month because there's a new set. Hey, let's do standard Pauper. So, what was your idea, Peter?
I was mainly because when last time Brennan was talking about like there was no Blue Wedding start, I kind of wanted to give that a go again, but I don't know. Maybe do something green red because I love Zertod Druid and I know Dan loves him too.
Yes.
What's his Zertod druid?
He's the mana dork that does
adds
damage.
green, deals damage.
Yes, that dude's pure efficiency.
So, what do you want to do? Red, green, aggro?
What does everyone else want to do?
I'm fine with whatever. As long as it
Okay,
doesn't
indecisive
involve-
as usual. Dan, how about you?
As long as it doesn't involve white.
I'm giving my job to Brennan.
As long as it doesn't involve
Show my
white.
cards.
No, he already took that one.
Yeah, well, blue white, I think with these new cards, you're going to have some serious blue white heroic. You can almost mimic the, what's it called, the block, Theros block.
The blue white.
That one.
The blue white deck where they play like all the ordeals and stuff.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
That deck is so bad. That deck is so bad.
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Hold silence for the deck.
Let's all have a moment of silence for blue white ordeal deck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just don't want to play with white cards. I really don't want to play with white cards.
Because
Hey, do you think we could make that? Remember that Gruul Biggies deck that kind of
Yep.
lost early on? That one. Can we make that work? Because that would be.
Good.
That's ridiculous. Just pump out big things and swing in. So
sounds
easy.
like a job to use Zertod Druid, so I'd be game for that. So we have, yeah,
I do like pumping out the fatties.
We know.
We know.
Brizzy O'Donnell, shout outs to you. You fat son of a bitch.
So
Such
green, red?
hostility. Yeah,
So I guess
Green, red,
green,
yes.
green red fatties.
green red fatties.
Can we call it Green Red Donald?
Oh, you mean,
So do we want to do this? Do we want to do this and build next week and build the deck on the air, or do we want to just build our
Let's
own
build it on
decks?
the air.
yeah, build it on the air
Build
next
on
week.
the air sounds fun.
But
Okay,
now
we'll
that
do
we have
that
some
next-
ideas
I mean-
to actually sit down, look at stuff, and go like, okay, this might fit, and then we'll bounce it off each other next week.
Are we going to use
Okay.
Journey in it or no?
We had to use
Hmm.
Journey.
Yeah, Journey. Of course, there.
Okay. Then yeah, let's build it on the show next week. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Okay. But yeah, so that business is done. It's going to be red green fatties.
Has anyone sent us any EDH deck list yet?
No, not yet. Not that I've seen. Just the one for Dan.
Okay.
Alright, if we're building red green fatties, then we gotta sing the Queen song, Fat Bottom Girls.
They make the rock and world go around.
Heck yeah.
The hell are you talking about?
Queen,
Queen.
Okay, he's not from our era of music.
Oh my god.
I don't know what he's talking. I heard the word Queen, and then you went silent for like 2 seconds,
Oh.
and then I heard.
The song "Fat Bottom Girls."
By
Oh!
Queen, Freddie Mercury. Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
No,
go.
you went. I heard Queen, and then girls. That's what I heard.
Yes,
With my internet.
All right.
Okay.
But that's the review. We're gonna do red green fatties, and we'll talk about next week.
Kiss my ace.
But now, without further ado, journey to Nick's set review.
More like Journey to Crap.
And we're kicking it off with Dan in white.
Thank you. I just did I didn't mention that on air, did I? I did a 2.5 hour set review
Yep.
on Just Another Magic podcast.
Yeah.
Turned out to be for limited. I thought it was for all formats, so I don't play Teros Limited. So
Yeah.
did a great job on that. You can find it on YouTube.
Nice. Well, luckily,
Just wait till you get to black with me.
yeah. Luckily, we're just doing commons, so we don't have to go through the other
It would have
stuff.
been really funny if as soon as you heard it was limited, you just like walked away.
Just drop mic.
Well, it's been good.
Out.
Just
I
like,
actually
so,
know a lot
this
more
card
about
is going
Teros
to be-
Limited now than I did yesterday. But then
This card's going to be amazing in Vintage. Oh, we only do limited. Well, seems I need to be hitting the old dusty trail now.
But then I slept for 4 hours, and now I'm doing this, so I'm a bit groggy. But here we go. Johnny's
You got coffee, you'll be good.
Johnny's present. So 1 white mana instant. Any number of target creatures gets +1/+1 and gain indestructibility until end of turn. Strive 2 and a white for each target beyond the first. So it's
So like kicker, right?
yes.
It's like replicate.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
replicate.
It's like
Yeah.
a ton of old
I'm gonna
babies.
call it creplicate.
Yeah, but didn't replicate copy the casting cost or whatever the spell was?
Right. It
Yeah.
made copies all go on the stack, and this Johnny's Presence can be countered with one counter spell, whereas replicated ones took.
Yeah.
Right.
Many.
Replicate puts copies onto the stack. This one,
Oh.
fireball.
That's
Yeah.
very
So
true.
you're just paying extra.
But
Okay.
this is a strict upgrade to Mortal's Resolve then.
Yeah, but if you're playing this, you might as well just play Rootborn Defenses.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the rope on the defenses doesn't trigger heroic.
It's true.
So I think this is Mortal's Resolve is seeing play in Standard Pauper. And
Yeah.
this will see. This looks way better.
In terms of standard Pauper, yes, this card is really good. In terms of regular Pauper, classic Pauper, I would just play.
Yeah, well, I think we're just,
That
I think we're
goes for
taking
most
it.
cards in
Yeah, I think we're just taking. We're gonna take most of these cards for standard Pauper, and then kind of branch off that if we have to.
Yes,
You
sir.
have to do that,
I'm
otherwise it's like
contrarian.
nope.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, otherwise, like, just
I
play
gotta
that.
say,
Just play that.
I'm 100% contrarian on all the Strive commons. I think they are all terrible, and they will not be played.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Here's my reasoning.
Hold on.
Okay, no,
Hold on.
I'm not done. I'm not done yet,
we,
Mikey.
We
Uh-huh.
don't allow negativity on the show. right?
Sure. Oh, okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
wait, is that just
I
me?
meant-
Damn it!
I meant I see them differently than you.
Yeah.
Because here's my thought. Okay, you have the 1 mana, 1/1/1, and most people think that most people agree with you guys that these are great and will be played, like Chris Baker and all those guys. Here's what I see. You see a 1 mana instant that gives +1/+1 until end of turn, no counter, and makes it indestructible. That's pretty good. It's better on a heroic creature, but all your other creatures, it's pretty good. Now, if you add one more target, you're getting a 2 mana, 2 white to target only 2 creatures to give them +1/+1 until end of turn and indestructible. It's okay, but would you put that card in your deck? If there was a 4 mana card that said up to 2 creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn and gain indestructible, would that card make it into your deck?
No,
Marshall sucked.
but you are
No,
putting it in
no.
the deck for the 1 mana effect, and then the rest is gravy.
I think there's I don't know. I don't think that 1 mana effect is worth any to replace the cards that are currently in like White Weenie or any of the other ones.
You sound like Marshall Sutcliffe doing the vanilla test right now.
But
Really?
but I'm not trying to do. I'm
It makes a
taking
lot
that
of
as
sense, though. It makes a lot of sense. If
Because-
this was a 4
Well-
mana instant, we probably wouldn't even be talking about it.
Right,
yeah.
Here's the way I look at it. Right now, even just for 1 mana, what does this do that God's Willing doesn't already?
No, it's not replacing God's Willing.
No.
No. Well, God's willing can prevent.
So you want to play both?
Yeah, that's the only
Oh
way I
yeah.
would play
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not getting God's willing out
And
of the deck.
is it worth adding to a heroic deck that? How do I put this? Okay. In a white weenie heroic deck, how many non-creature spells do you have usually?
There are some lists playing Shielded Passage. Could replace that.
What does Shielded Passage do? I
One white
apologize.
mana prevent all damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn.
That's correct.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, that is a better replacement to that one.
Right, it's a better replacement to that. But now, if you were going to if that was a better spell than this, like let's say you drew a card off of it, would you add this to the deck to take away a creature?
No.
Exactly.
So what I'm saying is that it will see play in some decks.
That's
No,
true.
right,
It is
it'll
better
see-
than
it'll
Shielded
see-
Passage by far.
Yeah, it's better than a spell is always better than something.
Yeah, but it's
But the
better
problem
than
is-
stuff that sees play. That's my point.
Right. No, I agree with you. But to what Brennan was saying, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, valid point.
Because what this card? Because I think this card is always going to be a 1-mana spell. Because in those heroic decks, I think you play such little land that you're never going to go above 3 usually. At least from what I've seen.
Are they that
I could be
bad?
easily wrong.
There seems to be a lot of long games in Standard Pauper.
Most decks I've seen only play like 20 to 19 lands. Most white weenie decks.
Yeah, which means that some of the time they will get to even to 7 mana.
I've never seen that get to 7 mana, but alright.
I think I'm seeing the amount of Standard Pauper I play. Some games go extremely long.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you hit that magical board state of where the Care Bear stare, where you're both looking at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna need something to get you past the long game. True.
And this
It
is
just
from
goes to
that
show-
To get past.
because this doesn't help.
Yeah.
This goes to show how much I play Standard Pauper. I would have never imagined that games go that long in Standard Pauper.
They do.
Yeah,
Like I'm looking at 2 really fast aggro decks. I'm thinking, well, they're probably just going to bash and trade all day, and no board is ever going to get clogged up.
Remember that milling is a valid strategy.
Yeah, that
That
does take a
goes-
while.
Or
You know, I wonder who it is in Wizards that loves mill so much that forces everybody to put a mill strategy into every single set that comes out.
No, it's viable.
It's a subset of players. It's a
Yeah.
mechanic that pleases some
there are
people.
right. There are people who play mill-based EDH. Seriously.
Yeah, I have a friend who plays a mill-based EDH deck, and he's actually killed someone with it once. Believe it or not, it should be on Ripley's.
Okay, this card is
Yeah.
getting far too much attention. Let's
Yes,
So
it
move,
is.
Right, right,
move on, Dan. Move on.
We're
We
walking
have
down.
a Crow and Mastiff. For 4 mana, you get a 2/2 that has the ability 1 mana tap target creature. So this is a crucial card for Theros Limited. I've learned, but I think it's way too
No.
expensive to do.
Yeah, it's
anything in
way
Standard
too
Pauper.
slow.
I agree.
If it was 2 mana, maybe.
Yeah, but Theros
Maybe.
Limited
Yeah.
lacked the tapper for the longest time, and here it is.
Man, good lord. Could you imagine Theros Limited? You just draft all of these.
Ugh.
Every time you see one, just take it.
Nice
Yeah.
Voltron, man.
There's Limited backs a lot of things.
Ornament of Nyx. 2 and a white mana for an enchant creature. Enchant creature has double strike, as long as it's an enchantment. Otherwise, prevent all damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature.
Oh, ick.
So it's flexible. It's an enchantment.
Eh.
It's an aggressive enchantment if you need it. Otherwise, it's a sort of the worst removal spell ever.
Yeah.
Right.
That is not in blue.
But-
Yeah, this would be ridiculous in the bestow deck.
Would it?
Well, the thing is, like, for it to be the double strike, it needs to be an enchantment creature, which means it either needs to be hitting your Hopeful Elodian, which is a 1/1, and you don't a 1 with double strike isn't all that intimidating, or you hit the green bestow creature, which is what, like a 2/2 with reach, maybe.
Well, there's also the
Oh,
Lifelink
there's quite a
Eidolon.
few.
Remember the amount
light-
of enchantment creatures in this set. So I think there will be
Yeah.
More enchantment
There's a
creatures.
lot.
There will
Yeah,
also be
there's-
a constellation deck.
There's
Oh, well,
quite a lot of enchantment creatures.
I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of them. Just look at the ones that are being used currently in standard Pauper. Like, usually the few ones that the reoccurring ones that you see are the Hopeful Elodian, the green one that gives reach, the Nimbus Naiad because it's an effective flyer or gives you evasion, and there's one more. Why can't I think of it? And there's another one. But out of all of those, does throwing double strike on any of those ones right now prove to be useful all that much? It seems like a win more at that point.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
But don't underestimate the flexibility of having these two different modes.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I think if you're going to use this card, it's probably going to be used more for as like whatever that card was from sensory deprivation. I think it is the one blue -3/-0 card from Innistrad.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be used more as an overcost of that. If it was played.
Sensory deprivation seeing any play?
It was at one point.
Yeah, it was.
I think there's an allegory to sensory deprivation coming up in the review too.
Ooh.
We'll look at that one.
We are
Oh,
moving
yeah.
to a boring French vanilla creature here. Eagle of the Watch, 2 and a white. 2/1 flyer with vigilance.
Woohoo!
Pretty lame.
You have better options than that.
Yeah.
in any deck.
I've never been so proud to see
Maybe
a
if this read 1 colorless mana and 1 white mana.
card. No, then it
Then
would be way too strong.
overpowered.
There's,
Yeah,
it's
that
just
is
like,
too
that
strong.
puts, yeah,
Yeah, I
just
don't
kind
know.
of poop on Welkin turn there and go, hey, surprise, guess what?
Who gives a crap about Welcome
Even
Turn?
if it was a
Mono
2/2,
Blue
it
Flyers
would
gave a
be
crap
much
about
better.
Mono Blue Welkin turn.
Well, alright, I didn't know that.
1 toughness in the world of electric is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Font of Vigor. 1 and a white, and it's an enchantment, and you can sacrifice it for 2 and a white, and you gain 7 life. That is obviously crap, and I'm so disappointed
Yeah.
that they didn't give us the seals. I thought this
Yeah.
would be
Yes,
time to
the
replace-
seals.
Reprint the seals.
Wait. Are you sure it's obviously crap?
Yes.
It's
And who cares about 7 life?
yeah.
Would you like to explain why it's obviously crap?
Because it's an effect that's not worth a card in any format.
Yeah, who
You
cares
don't
about...
win the game by having more life than your opponent.
No, you don't.
But it
You win
gives
the
you an
game.
extra turn, man!
But hey, Flickergate
No.
proves that if you have enough life that they can't kill you, you might have just enough time to kill
Yeah,
them.
but Flickergate did that without losing cards.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is like, this is a mulligan.
You see, what this card is missing is a simple line that says draw a card. That's all it's missing. It's missing the line of draw a card.
Yeah,
And
pretty
even
much.
even if it costs 0 mana to cast and 1 white mana to activate, it would be crap.
You know what the really sad part is? Even if it had draw a card, it would still be really bad.
Of course, you can trigger Constellation, you can
You know what?
retrieve it with
This-
Auramancer and stuff, but
You know
Yeah,
what?
but-
This Font of Vigor reminds me of... Remember in Alara when they had those artifacts?
yes, yeah, it's the
Looks like they're just trying to make capsules.
Oh yeah, the capsules. Yeah,
Oh.
but those capsules are actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
like one of
capitals
them
were
was a
good.
terror, one of them, I think the white one was a disenchant, the blue one was divination.
yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 5 mana gain 7 life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't 5 mana, gain 7. There you go,
Yeah.
have a good day.
Like,
It
yeah,
looks like that's what they're trying to do.
The only
At least
benefit
the Mar-
I think it has right now, like in Standard, is the fact that if for some reason you feel you don't get enough life in a deck that uses Ethereal Armor, you have another enchantment you can just throw out there.
At least the white spell bomb had draw a card on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're harping on this card a little too
Yeah.
much.
Harvest Guard Alseeds. 2 and a white for 2/3 creature, and it has Constellation. So whenever Harvest Guard Alseeds or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, prevent all damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. Sounds like something that should have been an instant, right?
My eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that thing read
Yeah.
protection as opposed to prevent damage, that thing would actually be pretty darn good.
So the idea
I
here is
feel.
that you have a Voltron and then it could attack. And
Where's
don't care
Flesh?
about Death Touch.
Why doesn't it have flesh on it?
Yeah,
What the hell?
if it had Flash,
Because
then you could play
nothing in
any
this set has
enchantments.
Flash, I think.
Yeah, no, there are things
said
that
the
flash
common
on
level.
this set, but not at common level.
Yeah, common, there's nothing.
So I'd say this sucks.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh, it's
say you're
bad.
I
right.
agree.
It's bad.
Oh,
Chris?
I agree.
What about this
The
guy?
verdict is it sucks.
I mean, I don't like it. I mean, I can't really add any more to it. It's just missing that crucial piece, be it flash or be it protection, that would put it over the top. But
Yeah,
Or like protection from creatures till the end of the turn. Now that'd
that'd be
be
ridiculous.
something.
I mean, I think if it had flash, it'd be a little too strong at common level, just for what it does.
I listen a lot to Mark Rosewater's podcast, and he is he hates protection from creatures. So whenever you get protection from creature stuff, it's development that puts it in.
Mark Rosewater hates a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it did grant protection from creatures, that would be pretty
Yeah.
good.
That'd be really, really good.
But what about this guy? Lagona Band Trailblazer, a white mana for a 0/4, and it has heroic. Put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yeah, it's way too much work.
No way.
no, this is awesome.
This is my
awesome.
this is my absolutely favorite.
It's hard to
Content
kill.
Light
It's a
creature.
0/4.
It
It's
is
way too much work.
no way. It is.
It's not with.
Awesome.
I mean, in Pauper, are primarily a buff and dudes as enchantment. I mean, it's not. It's now more work than
No.
what you would do to be putting any other sort of enchantment on a creature.
And it's not like if I'd say if this was a 0/2, I'd probably say bad card, but it's a 0/4. It's not the easiest card to kill.
Yeah, but like, are you gonna play this 0/4 over something that like is just more powerful than it? Like, what are you going to play it over in what decks?
But there are
Idiot.
not enough basic heroic creatures in standard Pauper. So I think you need another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I think the
especially
only
if you
ones
need
left
a creature that is this defensive. But I think Brennan has a good thing to say here. So what were you thinking, Brennan?
Oh, this stops early aggro. That's what kills any kind. That's like nemesis of the heroic decks right now, because you're trying to build something up. You need something to stop early aggro, or you're going to get shut out.
Yeah.
This
It's true.
this can kick a lot of cardboard butt. In
And
that.
0/4 can get there because it's a 1-drop 0/4, and it's like, yeah, drop your 1/1 haste. I don't care.
But
Yep.
what deck
Okay.
is doing heroic stuff and being defensive?
Green white to a small degree, but not a whole lot.
Right, but
I mean,
I think that this set brings enough new heroic that I think
could
we
do
haven't
it.
seen it yet. Yeah.
It'd be
He's
heroic
kinda-
constellation. You could do heroic constellation, I think.
And what about the
He's
Cypher
kind of-
deck? That's pretty defensive.
That's true. That's true.
He's basically the Voltron creature, like right? Like he's basically the Voltron creature.
He's the middle piece to the Voltron that doesn't
Yeah,
really do anything.
he's the guy that comes
The
down
black
on turn
line
one, and then all you do
that
is
dwarfs the head.
build on him. He comes down turn one, then all you do is build on him. He's Voltron.
Uh-huh.
To be fair, someone has to play devil's advocate on these. I mean, we can't all agree on something.
Yeah.
That's just not fair. It's not fun.
So,
Moving on, Mortal. Oh, this is a hard word.
Obstinacy.
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 Obstinacy. There you go.
Okay.
Obstinacy.
Abstinacy.
Someone is
Obstinacy.
obstinate and mortal. It costs
There
1
you
mana
go.
for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control, it gets +1/+1. This is a cycle. And whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice this card. If you do, destroy target enchantment. So it's an extremely weak aura, but you get this upside that if you somehow manage to attack and do combat damage, you can.
it's a sideboard card for the
Both mirror.
mirror.
It's
I
a-
would just as soon use the
Yeah, I think
White
you have
Spirit
better-
from Return to Ravnica over this thing every time.
Yeah.
think you have
So
much
maybe after
better
rotation then.
enchantment destroyers in this card.
Yeah, I'd say after rotation, the thing seems a lot more effective, but until then,
Yeah.
no, just use the whatchamacallit Spirit that's a bear, and then you can sack to destroy enchantments.
I mean, like, you could play it to help out with Ethereal Armor, but if you're playing it for the Destroy Enchantment effect, I would just play Revoke Existence.
It's very conditional
Yeah.
moving enchantments with
Yeah,
this.
it's incredibly conditional.
And your creature's going to lose that 1/1 when you sack it.
That's true.
Yeah, like, you're playing. What are you going to do? You're going to play it for the 1/1, but then all of a sudden you're just going to sack to Destroy Enchantment. Then, like, the reason you played it's going to screw up your math.
Right. Now, After rotation, when we no longer have the beautiful and lovely ethereal armor, what can we expect from common one-cast auras?
We don't know the next set yet.
But
Yeah.
we know that
Right.
we will have a lot of enchantment creatures.
Yes.
That can get this
Yeah, but
by
it's
this.
hard to comment on post rotation when we don't even know M15 yet. It would just be theory crafting.
Yeah, we
I
know
know.
about 60% of the next standard Pauper environment.
I guess.
Yeah.
So I think we can make predictions, but this is still taking a slot from something that is probably better.
Yeah.
For right now, yes.
Like Dan said, like until like Return to Ravnica rotates, this thing probably won't see play.
Yeah.
And it
I
probably
mean-
won't see play after, but it might.
This would be
You never
really
know. We
good.
could hit a really bad slope and just get crap cards.
This would be really good if you had a way to keep recurring it on like an unblockable creature or something, because then you can just keep destroying enchantments, getting in for extra damage, nuke. But
Oh yeah, there's a red card that does that. It's old. I can't remember what it's called.
it does what?
Basically, you put it on, and then at the end of the turn, it goes back to your hand. Crap, it's red, common. I can't think of it, but it's there.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember for the life of me.
Somebody's listening to this right now, just screaming at you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Probably.
This
Yeah.
card.
It's on the
this
tip of my
card.
tongue. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they should be on the show instead of us.
I think if it had that condition, would make it really cool.
Next card.
Oppressive Race. For 1 mana, you get an enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block unless its controller pays 3. And activated abilities of enchanted creature cost 3 more to activate. This is the answer to the question, what would it take to make pacifist cost 1? And I think this is... It reminds me of Paralyze, if you remember the alpha card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that it looks like a functional reprint of an old card, and I couldn't remember which one. I was trying to look it up.
It isn't, but it is close. And
Yeah.
I think this is really good for a
Yeah, I
fast
agree.
deck.
I think it's really good.
Yeah,
I think it needs to be altered. It needs a nice montage of a picture of Ray Lewis, Ray Charles, and Ray Liotta.
Oppressive rays. Lol.
I can't laugh at that because then that would be racist.
What?
have you been accused of being racist lately?
Only the last couple shows. So
Not answering that.
Oh, wow.
So, great card actually. This is
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Looks
I am 100% agreement.
You know, to be fair, I don't know where I was going with that. I just felt like saying the word racist and putting it somewhere to be funny. It seemed to work, so.
Yeah, of course.
No, but this card is good. I mean, imagine you go in like White Weenie, you go turn 1 drop, turn 2 drop, and then turn 3 you just raise their guy, and then like especially against like mid range decks. Like it just stops the creature from attacking, or it stops from blocking too.
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, it stops from blocking early. Like it can help you get in that extra 6 damage you missed early.
Yeah.
Like on that 04 guy, like if people start playing it, you can sideboard this in to stop it early from blocking.
Yeah.
It's true.
And this is the first card I want to mention in Classic Pauper, because you see the Hexproof lists playing Journey to Nowhere. And the Hexproof deck is extremely thin.
This will
mana.
probably replace it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This will probably replace
It's definitely worth trying at least. I'm not sure it will replace it, but it's a candidate for certain.
Yeah, well, replacing is kind of a strong word, but it's definitely a candidate to try it out. I mean, 1 mana makes a huge difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Because my classic Pauper dream is playing against somebody. They play Island, Delver. It's my turn. And then I lay down 1 planes, cast this on their Delver, and just say, suck it. And then I go about my business for the next few turns, because they're not doing crap.
And
My
that's
dream
why
for
the-
Classic Pauper.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'll say it after.
The one thing in Classic Pauper about 1 versus 2 mana removal is just the first turn Delver. and now you can get the first Undelve. You don't have to get
Yes.
the Journey to Nowhere spell starter.
Well, you do have Sunlance. I mean,
Yes, and it sees
You do.
a lot of play in white.
yeah. My dream for Classic Pauper is to have a Pauper Nationals and fly people out to New York to have it.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Which I am going to, as soon as I open up my store with my friends, I'm going to try to work towards.
Are you opening up a store?
As soon as my friend's credit gets all established and we can look for a loan, yes.
Sweet.
Nice.
Alright.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Moving on to Oreskos Swift Claw, 1 and a white for a 3/1 vanilla creature. What about the 3/1 vanilla creatures, Brennan? Do they see a lot of play?
Daring Skyject, and it is not vanilla.
So is there room
That's-
for this one?
I don't think so.
No.
I bet there's plenty of room for it in Chris's Lawcat stack.
I like Blade of the Sixth Pride, but
Yeah, it's a cat warrior, I forgot to mention that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
prefer Blade of the Sixth Pride just because I like the Future Sight artwork.
I can
Yeah.
agree with you on
Yeah.
that
The
one.
Future Sight frame is awesome.
They really need to bring that frame back. That frame was beautiful.
So many people complained about it, though.
So many people hate fun.
That's true.
A lot of people complain about Necropotence.
I
That's
wonder
awesome.
why.
Okay, to be fair, a
Yeah,
lot of people
exactly.
complain about it for the right reasons.
The next one, Dan.
Stone
God, I
White.
did a Lolcats deck, didn't I? Jeez.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Anyway.
The next card is not a cat, I'm sorry. It's Stone White's Fortifier, 1 and a white for a 2/2 creature that has the ability 4 and a white to prevent all damage that would be dealt to Stone White's Fortifier by target creature this turn. So it's the slowest wall in the world.
No, no.
Even by wall standards, that's slow.
But it can
My
be
initial-
done.
Even
My
other-
initial gut reaction, I get why someone would think this would look good. I can throw a bunch of enchantments on him, and then I can, swing in with him or whatever, and I can prevent all this damage. But the amount of mana that it's going to take to do that is just insane.
So,
Even a turtle would look at this and be like, dude, you are slow.
so you can,
Yeah,
you can
that's
ride
pretty
Stone
bad.
White's Fortifier all the way to Magical Christmas Land.
Yeah. Plus, it's
You can
target
ride-
creature only. I mean, he could just get Doombladed or something.
I mean,
Or-
you could ride the Fortifier all the way to the losing column, but
Yeah.
he's pretty bad.
Keep in mind his name is Stonewise, so we all know how fast rocks move.
It's some
Seriously,
rocks
stuff
move
is
pretty
rock.
fast.
Rightfully so. This guy should just be like in a corner with a dunce hat on.
Yeah, we get it. He's pretty bad. He's really bad. He's really, really bad.
The
Yeah.
last card in
He's
white.
really, really, really bad.
Yes, this last
The last
card.
card in white is Supply Line Cranes. It's
No.
3 and 2 white for a 2/4 flyer, and it has when Supply Line Cranes enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So we have a fat flyer here. It's a worst case, it's a 3/5 flyer, and it has flexibility.
I'll be honest, I like him.
Yeah, I do too.
I do. I mean, he's a 2/4. He's hard as hell to kill, and he's basically a 3-mana 3/5.
I suppose I'll have to agree with you. Yeah, it's not bad.
Let's say, well, this isn't the lifelink. Just remember how much of a terror Seraphadon was.
Oh
Yeah,
God!
yeah.
I remember when I called that the Pauper Baneslayer Angel. I didn't know it would take on so much in
It
standard
literally is.
Yeah, it's
It
pretty good.
literally warped that format into oblivion.
But
Do you guys remember when Squadron Hawks? There was the Squadron Hawks, Jace the Mind Sculptor thing, where you would fetch the sword and you would attach it to the Squadron Hawk,
yeah,
and everyone drew all those silly images of birds holding swords.
Oh my god. It's
Blade.
birds.
This is it coming to fruition.
Callblade, man. I was one of those people that loved Callblade. I know I'm an evil person.
I hate Cobblade so much.
I wasn't
Everybody
around
hates
at the
Call
time, and I was.
I played Standard when Cobblade was a deck, and I literally built a deck just to beat Cobblade. If I went to F&M and I beat the Cobblade deck but lost to everything else, I didn't care.
It was a good night.
It was a good night.
It was a good night.
So what's your overall impression of white then, Dan?
I like it. I think there is a lot of cards that will find a home, and definitely after rotation.
You really believe that, or are you just trying to be nice about it?
No, I do believe it.
Okay.
He believes.
I'm a believer.
I think Brennan, you probably feel pretty similar to Dan then too, right?
Yeah, I think that this. I feel better about the white cards in this one than I did in Born of the Gods. Overall impression,
I
think they're
feel.
better.
I'm just gonna say I feel better about this set compared to both Theros and Born of the Gods put together, because Theros and Born of the Gods both suck. So
And we have a lot of white decks in standard Pauper right now, so
We do.
they are happy.
Cool.
I mean, I gotta say, I think that this is the first set in the block that looks like it wants to actually make sure that people interact with each other. As where the first two sets were kind of just like, yeah, you guys like first-person shooter games? Here you go.
yeah, yeah, I think there's room for a lot of the white cards in standard Pauper in this one, in one way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
Who's tackling blue?
That would be Mr. Mike. On to the blue.
On to the net, on to the net. I'm gonna kill myself if I keep singing that song. Okay. Ugh. My eyes hurt already.
You were singing?
What?
Nothing.
What? Excuse me?
You were gonna do something about cards and blue cards.
Yeah. Talk about blue cards.
Um,
Limits.
Sorry, my eyes are freaking out. Okay, we got aerial formation. At least I think that's what it says. Yes.
Yeah, it's Strive.
1 mana, blue instant, Strive. Which means, just like the other card,
Yep.
the other white card that had Strive, you can pay 2 and a blue for every other card that it targets. And what it does is, any number of target creatures each gain +1/+1 and gain flying until end of turn. Not the best.
No.
Not the best.
It's basically they did one for every color. They did a 1 mana instant spell with Strive for every color, and it does whatever a 1/1 counter plus whatever the color's supposed to do.
I mean, Brennan, are there any blue decks in Standard Pauper where this could be used as a finisher?
Mm,
I think they already have flyers if they want flyers.
Yeah.
use Aqueous Form or whatever it is if they want to look for it.
Yeah. I give this 2 thumbs down.
So here's my thought on this is, for a 1 mana effect to do this to just one creature is kind of irrelevant, and to use it as a finishing move, again, you're running into that same problem where if it costs 3 additional mana every time you do it, it's just going to rack up really quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Better in blue-green.
Yeah. If you
Well,
get
yeah,
some
that's
ramp. But
that's
you,
what I was thinking.
you know what kind of upsets me about these cards? I know I've already harped on it too much, and I won't harp on it much longer. But there is a specific card, I believe it's either uncommon or rare, that takes the cost of these Strive cards down and makes them reasonable.
Yeah, the Tomaturg.
Yep, there you go.
I mean, the way I was thinking about it was like, is there a blue-green deck that just like vomits out a bunch of green creatures and then, you just use this as like, oh, I give 4 of them flying and kill you.
Well, the that we talked about earlier, that Fatties deck that we're talking about,
Yeah.
that would be the closest thing that could handle something like this, although it's green-red that we're going in.
we'll make it rug.
Yeah. Oh,
Make it rug.
3 color and poppers.
Make it rug.
Never not a good idea.
right.
Hey, I play a
Brilliant.
5-color base deck in Pauper now, so
Did it involve Scuttlebutt?
no.
Then
But
I'm not
I do
interested.
miss that card. I'm not interested.
You know what
We
you
all
can do
know
with this
Chris's
card?
love for Scuttlebutt.
What?
You could play 4 Scroll Thieves and 4 Stealer of Secrets and have a lot of fun with it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my.
You'd be drawing all the cards all the time.
You would never need more cards.
What are you trying to draw into? More draw cards?
You know, it's funny.
More drops.
I actually created an archetype in Standard Heirloom that was called Blue Black Needs More Card Draw. Because every time I would just complain about needing more cards.
It's funny.
I want to draw all the cards.
I played like 12 draw spells in the deck and still wanted more. Anyway,
Jeez.
so next up is Cloaked Siren. It's 3 and a blue, it's a 3/2, and it has Flash and Flying. So it's Snapping Drake for all you old school fans from old Ravnica, and we got the first set it was in. I think it was Visions, but I could be wrong. And it has Flash, though, this one.
It's good.
Actually, not bad.
Yeah.
Like it.
Still prefer the Sea Kite because that can flash in and block. And this
Yeah, well, that was a
blocks horribly.
2/3, wasn't it, or whatever?
Yeah, that's it.
There's a 2.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
one's more aggressive.
Right. I say put both in one deck.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Let's mash them together.
But
Yeah.
3/2 flyers are traditionally strong in standard Pauper, right? For 4 mana.
Oh, yeah.
James Hetfield,
I'm
what-
all about it.
Yeah!
You are not doing the whole show like that.
I like the next one.
Oh god, that deck didn't need another card.
Yeah, Mill just
Which
got
one?
another. Mill
Like
just got
Mill.
another card.
But
Counterman.
Oh, okay.
The Counterman or Counter? Yeah, Counterman.
Yeah.
2 blue, instant, counter target spell. Its controller puts the top 4 cards of his or her library in her graveyard. Looks like Bill just got a new toy.
Yeah.
But what is it
That's
replacing?
That's a lot of mana.
That's a lot of mana.
Yeah, well, you got time when you're playing the Mill deck.
So
I
it's
don't
called
think you
Blue
do.
Black Slow Mill.
I mean, you already have Grizzly, I think Spectacle is what it's called in that spot.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you're going to fit this.
I'm saying this
Right.
does nothing for the mill deck. Because the mill deck doesn't care about milling really, it just cares about milling enough. So that it wins.
Right.
But it needs
True.
to be defensive, and this card is not defensive. Because it costs too much. Yeah, I won't be caught dead with a 4 mana counterspell in any format, pretty much. And because it's way too much.
Cryptic Command.
Yeah, but that's not a counterspell, that's a nightmare.
That's a do everything spell.
It doesn't count as a counter spell.
It's a 4 mana nightmare.
Well, what about Rewind and Dismiss? Those are good counter spells. I play
Rewind.
Rewind. Classic Heirloom.
Yeah, but rewind, you're getting the mana back anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. And Dismiss, I guess you're getting a card. This doesn't really do anything.
It does combo nicely with the Cloaked Siren though, because you have this, okay, I'm leaving up 4 mana, the opponent didn't do anything, oh, I can flash in
Oh,
the Cloaked
that's
Siren.
true. True.
Yeah. Well, it might be good in like if you couple it with the 3/2 Flash guy, because then they might be playing around the 3/2 Flash guy, or they might be playing around this counter spell. So if you you didn't do anything, you just play the 3/2 Flash guy and start beating in.
Yeah.
Basically, put the fear of God in them, and then there you go.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I mean, I think it's a win more card in Mill. Like, just because a card does something that the theme of the deck wants to do doesn't make it playable.
Exactly.
Is what we're getting at.
Right.
So for the next card, we have the blue font, which is 2 mana, 1 in a blue, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards.
This is the best of the font cards. What
Yeah.
they have is
Probably
I
the best
agree.
one.
It's
Here's
4
a
mana
question for-
divination.
So yeah, the question for Dan and Brennan: will this one replace Divination as the standard or the go-to draw card?
Mm-mm.
It's
I
way
doubt
worse
it.
than divination, but
Yeah.
it is an enchantment and that is relevant. So if you
Right.
My theory behind it is if you're running a low mana curve deck and you need the draw spell, will this be functional because you're allowed to play it out earlier and then reap the rewards from it because you only need to pay the 2, as opposed to getting to that 3 and dedicating that 3 mana to drawing your 2 cards?
What you got here is a enchantment version of Courier's Capsule.
yes.
Yeah.
So your problem is if you're a very cheap deck, you don't want to waste your turn 2 casting this. So
That's
Mhm.
true.
So I think it will see play if you care about enchantments, if you want to boost your ethereal armor, if you can build a constellation deck.
Yeah.
It's also better for extort because it's easier to extort it than divination is.
I mean, the thing about it is, Peter, is divination is always 3 mana.
Yep.
If you draw this later, it's formatted, and that could be a huge difference.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Next card. My eyes. God Hunter Octopus. 5 and a blue. It's an octopus. How'd you gather that? 5/5, and it can't attack unless the defending player controls an enchantment or an enchanted permanent.
So it's like a sea monster?
It's a serpent, but rather than the island clause, it has an enchantment clause.
How can it hunt gods? The gods wouldn't care about it.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Well, the gods are all enchantments in this game, so...
Hey, maybe
Yeah, but
Beowulf.
it can't
fucked
damage a god. And it's like...
That's true.
No, it can't. They're indestructible.
I say this is
Yeah.
the worst blue card in the set, actually.
Ever.
Yeah. It's bad.
Worst blue card ever, that's it?
No, there are way worse blue cards, but...
Really?
Oh,
And
That's
it
it, Nate?
is by
This takes the cake for you?
This is by far the most perverted card they've ever drawn.
Perverted.
It,
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
I don't think it's-
Seriously.
Is it better than the
Zoom
phallic
in.
worms?
Oh, wow. It's like the other guy.
There's one in red in this set that I'll bet
Oh!
beats
It beats it as for.
I don't want to
Weirdness
say what
or
I'm thinking that
terribleness?
looks like right now. I do
Oh,
not
I-
want to say what I'm thinking that looks like.
That is
Oh.
a very angry thing.
It's
The
a
word
very
you're looking for
angry,
is yonic.
No, there's definitely a word that's
What the
used
hell
in
is
porn a
this
lot.
picture?
Exactly.
Oh my god!
I mean, you know, this,
No, seriously.
it's just,
There's
it
a.
looks like
Well, you know what? The last time we had a card that kind of looked like that was in the Ravnica block, and it was black greens. So, you know, it would not surprise me if it was the same artist.
Tyler Jacobson.
I don't think
Buddy?
that. Buddy.
Tyler, listen to me. If you hear this podcast, time to put away the hentai.
All right,
Time to get a
all right.
girlfriend.
Hold
Yes.
on a second. I'll take care of this. Tyler, if you're listening to this, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. You got some problems in your brain. And I understand you love that tentacle stuff, bro, but this is a game where 14 and 13-year-olds play.
All right.
Well, you know, something need to replace Corpse Jack Menace to be
Oh.
the dirty cards. So
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
went from
Check.
we went from Uktabi orangutan to this. What the hell?
Even Octavio Rankin
Seriously,
would be
it-
turned off by this.
I just don't understand. Like, anyone can clearly see what the back of that jellyfish looks like. It's just not hard. And then you got the tentacles coming around. And you see
It's
like
not
they're-
hard.
read,
Oh, it's
God
definitely
damn.
not hard.
read the flavor text.
Hold
I don't
on.
want to.
I don't want to.
Wait. What's a,
Uh,
I will match Thassa drop for drop.
Dude!
Show a god what true power. What? I'm reading the text. It's right there.
Not you.
Anybody can read that.
Anybody can understand exactly what that's insinuating.
but what's our next card, Mike?
I don't know. After seeing this card, I think I'm good. I don't think we need
This is-
other cards.
I quit.
I think this is the best card in the. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
One second. My Firefox is freaking out. Okay, there we go. Next card is Michael Jacobs' favorite card, Hubris. Because I don't know what the name, I don't know what the word means, but I've heard Michael Jacob use it a lot. It is 1 in a blue instant. Return target creature and all auras attached to that creature to its owner's hand.
Hubris is pride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
One of the 7 deadlies.
I don't actually believe that they're all sins. I think they're guidelines to things that people don't want you to do.
You really gonna do this right now?
Really?
Let's discuss the mortal sins for an hour.
Yeah.
No.
New
I don't
podcast,
wanna
different name.
discuss In a world where Pauper mixed with the 7 deadly sins,
Yes, now it
and
is.
the Mafia wanted in.
Oh, my.
Now I'm kind of excited.
This isn't good. I don't like
I
this
don't
card.
like it.
I would rather do something. I would rather bounce a creature to someone's hand and have all that person's enchantments go to their graveyard.
Yeah, I'd rather.
All the bestow creatures.
I'd
The
rather
only
just-
time this card is good.
Bestow creatures.
The only time this card is good if your opponent has 7 cards in their hand and they literally have a creature with about 1 billion enchantments on it.
Well, no. Brennan makes a good point that returning the bestow creatures is cool. Except I'd rather deal with them individually than deal with them on one gigantic thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think that this. When you compare this card to Voyager's End, I don't think it's good.
Yeah, Voyager's End is just...
I'd rather scry one and have the creatures hit the board.
Is Voyager's
Because, like,
End
think about,
easy
like-
to play?
Yeah, I've seen it as a one of.
I don't know.
Disperse is saying
Disperse.
something.
Yep.
I despise it.
Either way.
I think this would be better than those 2 cards in some cases, so I think this will be experimented with.
Probably.
I'm not saying
Because what you're
experiment.
dealing. Because think about every bestow creature. At best, we have shield mate, which is 3 mana. So they're at least going to spend 3 mana to put shield mate back on something, and then most of them are 4, 5, and 6 mana.
Yeah, but would you rather deal with them putting the bestow creatures back onto the guy to make it a big problem again, or would you rather just deal with them
One at-
offensively?
One at a time.
It's an
Yeah,
enormous
I don't have a
tempo
problem
hit.
with that.
You could negate
Yes.
13 mana with 2 mana.
I suppose that does make a good point when you think about how much mana they have to
Yeah,
waste.
and right, and you're going to tie them down for the next at least couple rounds if you did this on something.
It could
worthwhile.
be a 5-turn time walk. You're right. Very right.
It's very, very circumstantial, but it could be
Right.
the game
Yeah.
right there.
You know what? You know what it's missing. It's
Scry
missing.
one.
Yeah, it's missing. It's missing Scry 1. That's what it's missing.
I think if you add anything to this card, it would be very, very good.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So next up we have Pin to the Earth. 1 of the blue enchanted creature gets -6, -0.
Sensory deprivation plus plus.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I like it a lot. I think it definitely nullifies the bestow mechanic.
Yep, that was my thought exactly. This.
Hey,
this,
look, you
this
have a
is the
7.
new
You have a
bestow
7
killer.
power creature. Yeah, now it's not so big.
Was the Odyssey card, I mean the Innistrad card that gave you -13, was that a common?
Yes.
Did it
Oh,
see play?
Yeah, it was.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't believe it did. I think sensory deprivation saw more play than it did.
Yeah, but maybe this
I think I- I
is
think I-
for this card.
I think it is. I think it's definitely very good. I mean, like, it nullifies a lot of the strategies that go into a lot of the decks. Like, Bestow is a really popular strategy just because, like, all the Bestow creatures do a lot of relevant stuff in this format. But, I mean, I don't know. Peter, what do you think about it?
As for blue on-board control stuff goes, it's probably the best stuff you're going to see in standard Pauper, and heck, out of most Pauper in general.
Yeah.
Chris?
I agree.
I think we could see the formation of a black-blue heroic deck that could probably go match the speed of the opposite colors and be fun. Looking at the black card, looking at a few of the black cards in here.
I think this card will not see play in any non-mono blue deck, because in black you have a lot of better cards.
Right. For
Yeah.
But with mono blue flyers,
Mm.
that ground creature, well,
Imagine if it had
Oh,
flash.
I don't care now.
Imagine if it had flash, it would screw up Clapman Raptor. Oh, you think it's gonna evolve? Nope. Your guy's a -3. Yeah. Your guy gets -1 involved.
you don't like Cloudfin Raptor, do you?
I hate Clownfin Raptor. That card is so bad. Oh my god. I don't know why people play it in Delver. Please stop. Just stop. Just play Bone Splitter. It's better. Just stop hurting yourselves.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah. So next card is Rise of Eagles. This card is, I will definitely say that this card is the most disappointing in terms of what it does with its name.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's pretty bad.
It puts 2/2 blue bird enchantment creature tokens into play with flying and scry 1. So basically, it's the broken card from I think it was from M13 Talrand's Invocation.
Mm-hmm.
But for 2 more mana, you can scry 1 card. For 2 more mana.
You know what? They can't even call them eagles. They call them 2/2 blue bird enchantment creature tokens. Just call them eagles.
What about
Rise of
But then-
Demons.
Ice in,
But then they'd have to put subtype eagle.
Yeah.
What was that? I'm
Who
sorry.
cares?
Ice in the Skies? This is the upgrade to
Oh,
Ice
yeah.
in the Skies.
You know
What
what
was
the
that?
funny thing is?
Eyes in the Skies was one
I
ones.
I thought Eyes in the Skies was going to be something like, actual, eyes in the skies. Not like birds. I thought it was going to be like...
Oh,
some-
you mean like beholders in
No,
the sky?
on the old school, 5th edition Wrath of God, there's the face of God in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was literally going to be you would just see soldiers on the ground and they look like they're dying, but you have eyes in the background watching them and keeping them safe and stuff. And it would it'd be a white card that heals people.
Yeah, but birds, really?
Yeah, what this has, I don't know.
What you're saying? Yeah,
I think
it's kinda-
Talrand's laughing right now.
Yeah,
It's like, my card is so much better than this crap.
yeah,
Unfortunately, Talrand's was uncommon.
yeah.
That's true. But, yeah.
This is a safe way of playing Talrons. Add 2 mana to it and throw a scry on it just because you're adding 2 mana onto it, but I don't know. At
5 mana wasn't enough to make it
6 mana is a bit spendy.
Right, at six, by the time you're at 6 mana,
You should have won already.
right, how far are 2 more 2/2s going to get you?
Even in limited, what is 4 power for 6 mana and you scry 1 really going to do for you?
Not much.
At 5 mana, you're casting a 2/4 that's draining you for 8. I don't know.
2 thumbs and 2 toes down.
I think you need Populate for this to be any good, but Populate isn't seeing any play, is it?
Nope.
No.
Not really.
And this
Not
one
really.
knows it.
But there's also, there's not a lot of tokens going on either.
No, tokens are
Yeah,
kind
there's-
of dead right
There's not a
now.
lot of root-borne defense type strategies that I've seen.
Horrible then.
Horrible.
So
Yeah.
I think the big problem is that we don't have enough efficient token producing cards at the
Completely
common level.
dreadful.
This card sucks. Anyway,
This does.
next up, Sigiled Starfish.
It's not getting better.
it's it's one. Damn it! It's 1 in a blue for an 0/3 that you can tap to scry 1.
I'll take the spiny starfish any day over this thing.
That is so disappointing.
How does
It's not getting
Scry
better.
1 compared to looting?
I'd rather actually draw the card. I need Wrath of God now. Let's scry.
I'm not gonna waste 2 mana on an 0/3 creature that I'm just gonna use to scry. I'll play a spell that has scry on it.
Right. I have seen this card right here on other, standard Pauper reviews that I've read. This is by far the most controversial. Some people absolutely adore this card. Think
Starfish?
it is. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Go read the other ones.
Well, I can
Telling
kind
ya.
of see where they're coming from because it's an 0/3, comes down early, stops a little bit of the early aggro and thin or corrects draws, but still.
Look
Yeah,
at this
all-
blue
all
white extort, for example. So now you have
I'd give
early
you that.
defense, and you will ensure
Yeah.
that
If
you
it
can
was-
extort.
If it was an 0/4, sure,
Yeah, if it
but
was
not an 0/3.
Yeah, but an 0/3 is it can't even block Staring Skyjack.
But there's a lot of crap with 2 power that you're worried about if you're defensive.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there be bears aplenty.
I suppose.
I think people are trying to see too much sunlight where there isn't any.
Yeah. In
I
the absence
think-
of Seagate Oracle, Sigil Starfish looks good.
How does this compare to Omen Speaker?
We still have Omen Speaker,
Mm-mm.
which lets you scry 2 and come in.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
take
but this
Omen
scries
Speaker.
one every turn though.
Can't Omen Speaker actually kill something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
This.
that math. I'd take that over it any day.
Cards like this are what really puzzled me about most Magic players because The thing, like, okay, I've been playing Magic since I'm like 8 years old, so about 15 years. And in 15 years, I've definitely learned that at some point you reach a certain level in Magic where you just defer to blue decks because you look at the way that Magic is designed, and it's just like, well, you look at a blue-black deck, and a blue-black control deck is like, it just has all this draw. So you're constantly refilling your hand, constantly drawing more spells, and you're constantly drawing like removal, counters, and blah, blah, blah. And then you have one win condition card, a big creature that usually has protection or shroud that the aggro deck can't compete with. And the biggest thing that will turn you on to that is the fact of how many cards you're drawing. Because in an aggro deck, you're living off the top, and that's usually what kills you. This is not a card that gets you card advantage, really. I think that is something that's commonly wrong. Cards like this don't get you raw card advantage. Like having a 2-mana, how big is it? A 2-mana 0/3 that doesn't block as much stuff as you want it to, and scries 1. You're probably going to play it over a card that's better. You're going to play it over a removal spell that's probably better and going to give you more turns. You're probably going to play it over a divination type spell, which is going to draw you more, which is going to draw you the cards faster than this card will. If it was 1 mana, if it was tap draw card, then yes, I would say go for it, especially in like the mirror. But the fact that it scries 1, it doesn't draw you a card immediately, just isn't very good.
I think the only reason why you'd play this card is because you're looking for land.
I disagree. I think this is if there is a blue defensive deck in Standard Pauper, this is doing exactly what you want at all points in the game. It's blocking the early beats. It's gonna make you win the long game. Because when the aggro deck is working from the top of its deck, this is a lot of advantage. Because you are not flooding, you are getting rid of your flood cards, and that's what kills you as the control deck.
Yes, but here's the thing, Dan. If you're playing control, what this is the common thing from control players, is that you build your deck around getting flooded. It's why you put so much draw in your deck, and it's why you play your removal spells in certain ways. Because a control deck is designed to play its removal and get the most out of it. It uses your life as a resource. You're already trying to make the game go as long as possible. Like you're trying to speed up the game theoretically with this card when that's not what a control deck really needs.
That, and if you're playing a control deck, there's a lot of other 2-drops that do a lot more than this.
And like if you're going to play it in the control mirror, so that like in the control mirror you need everything. You need your spells, you need your lands to play the spells.
I see it as an anti-aggro card, and it's used.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. If people were going to think like, well, it gets you card advantage of control mirrors, no, it doesn't.
No, but I'm saying it gives you what you need against aggro decks because it's useful in every phase of the game. Whereas a divination might get you killed.
Why not bounce and scry?
Because that doesn't give you the long-term advantage. You could be with a bounce spell, you could be just not getting anywhere. But this will block.
Bounce and scry and then counter.
I see what Dan means with this card.
I like this. If there is such a thing as a defensive blue deck in the format, we don't know that.
Yeah, I don't think you want. I don't know.
So
I don't like it.
Do you think that this should be played in blue-black mill? And if you do, over what?
I'm saying in blue-black mill you have a lot more useful cards. But I could see this like in blue-white extort.
See, more people saying blue-white extort.
If you're playing blue-white extort, you need your cheap spells. So you can.
That's true, because you need to be able to extort like every turn during the game.
Yeah.
So.
When you have set up the control situation, this is like allowing you to extort.
Yeah, well,
a lot
in that case, I can see blue-white extort, but I mean, okay, fine, blue-white extort it works in, but we're talking about a card that's good in like one deck, and everything else you're gonna use better stuff.
And we don't even know.
That's half the beauty of a card, though. It's just trying to find where it fits in the puzzle properly.
In blue-white extort, I can see what you're talking about in that deck's design.
Yeah.
In that deck's design, I can see because this actually gets you card advantage because you're not going to play divination in that deck.
No, yeah.
You probably play the font over divination.
The font, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're probably playing the font
Heck,
over
if we were
divination.
still lucky enough, we'd play Thing twice if we still had it.
Chris, what do
Yeah.
you think? What do you think, Chris?
I think it's time to move on to the next card.
Yeah.
God damn it! You're the host, and you're ruining it.
No,
But anyway, I agree with him.
I'm also
So,
not the host.
I'm the main host.
listen to the way that Nate said that. I'm the main
It
host,
sounded
Kevin.
so pouty.
Yeah, he sounded so upset.
Chris gave me the
Crossing his
job.
arms, tucking his chin. I'm the main host.
Chris gave me the job.
I know, we're just messing with you.
I know.
Oh, man. So next up is... Oh, wait. Pin to Earth. No, we read that already. Okay, so next up is Thassa's... Thassa's Devourer. 4 and a blue, and it has Constellation. So whenever this or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, and it's 2/6.
Not thrilled by it.
It
No.
takes more to
I'm not
find on
impressed.
a card in standard Pauper.
Yeah.
Exactly, and if you're
Yeah,
looking
I'm not
for
impressed.
does the whole mill per 2 thing, don't we still have Sage Denizen?
On paper, it looks cool, but again, like we said before, just because the card does what the theme of the deck does doesn't make it good.
You know what? This could enable mono blue mill, cause blue decks are reliant on black to get like the extra mill out of cards, and now you have a blue card
Yeah.
giving the extra mill.
It's not a bad idea. But is there enough to make a mono blue mill deck?
I'm not sure, but you could be extremely defensive in blue. You could play Sigil Starfish.
Oh,
Snap.
I think we got it.
Mono
You
blue
can play
mill
the,
with sigil
play the 2
starfish.
mana -6,
Pin to
-0.
earth.
Pin to Earth, font.
Yeah. Font.
It's there, kind of.
Dude.
Oh my god, you could play Rise of Eagles as a... No, I'm
You
kidding.
could play an even
This is
slower
not-
mill deck
that's
than
fair.
blue-black.
Yeah.
You could like bore people even more. You can make people quit magic with this card.
Yeah. You can literally win by them quitting.
I revoke magic, done.
Yeah.
And if they live down the street, you could like pick up their cards at their yard sale a couple of weeks later.
Oh, God.
You know, I had a friend who went to like, his dad went to like 3 different yard sales and bought like 3 different piles of magic cards. And in like one of the piles there was like 2 wastelands, and another one there was a polluted delta, and he spent like $20 on the whole pile. I was thinking to myself, why can't I ever get that lucky? Why don't I deserve it?
It's called looking in the newspaper, and it's son or like kids off to college, old
Yeah.
magic card collection. Don't
I got a friend who works at 7-Eleven. This dude just came in one day and was like, oh, you play Magic? Oh, here's a pile of cards I'll bring in for you. There's a Grim Monolith in it. That's a different language. It's worth like $50.
Nice.
So,
Such bullcrap.
yeah.
Anyway, so
Yes.
the next one is Triton Shorestalker.
I like it.
Don't be caught on the shore with this guy.
I like it.
He's a 1 blue 1/1 that can't be blocked.
Does exactly what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, he's good in the blue-white heroic deck. That's for sure.
What was that? What was that black
Or-
card from M13? The
Yeah, the
Tormented Spirit?
Soul.
Or
Tormented
Soul.
Soul. Tormented Soul.
Tormented
That's Nathan's favorite card right there.
This
I
is
love that
all
card.
The thing though is, this one can block actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
This one, it's what was that? Invisible Stalker? Was that the hexproof guy? That's a 1/1.
yeah, it's hexproof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hexproof goes a long way there, though.
Yeah.
I'll say
Shouts to
I'll
you.
be really happy whenever anyone plays this against me.
Yeah.
I'll be just he mulliganed. It's awesome. This is a 1/1, and whenever
Wow.
you're pouring stuff onto him, of course you have the bestow creatures, but it seems like taking a lot of chances for nothing. It's a 1/1 for 1. Yay!
It can't be blocked.
But the
It
green
can't be
guy
blocked, bro.
that is similar to him, what's his name? He's in
Prophet of Crufix. No, not Cruf. Prophet of.
I know,
The-
but
There's
Dan,
a couple
you got-
green ones that do that.
That can only
Dan,
be
Fire
by
Tracer?
fires.
Oh,
Dan,
Spire Tracer.
you gotta understand. Instead of the blue decks taking 30 turns to win, they're gonna take 10 less.
Yeah.
Unless you play the white card that you sack to gain 7 life, then you got 7 more turns.
Oh, jeez.
Booyah! I just
Yeah.
told you that. What?
I quit playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Next card.
Oh god, I feel so bad for saying that now. Anyway, next, but not last and least, we have Warwing Siren. 2 to blue, flying. It is a 1-2, so just, oh no, sorry, it's a 1-3, I thought it was a Stormcrow. And it has Heroic, so whenever you target it, gets +1/+1 counter.
I love everything about this card.
If it was
It's just one of those cards that does everything it's supposed to do.
It's Wingsteed Rider number 9 to 12.
Yeah.
yeah.
But heroic.
Yeah.
Does what?
Oh, Wingseed's heroic.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought you said.
So you have this, you have a
They
Crow
said that
and
other-
Skyguard, right?
Yeah, there it is. Yes.
So this
It's
is
awesome.
right on target.
Yep. What do you think
Love
of blue
it.
as a whole?
I'm actually not disappointed with it. I think it definitely brings a good number of cards, good 3 or 4 cards to the table. I think actually that some of the cards are going to make some archetypes stronger, and they're definitely going to warp the format in some ways. I think that the -6, -7 enchantment's definitely going to warp the format with blue decks versus the bestow decks, because it basically wastes all the effort that your opponent did in one card. I think that 03 is definitely going to prove itself, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, it does require
And,
some play to see that.
Yeah.
Right. I think the new Voyager's End card that returns all the enchantments. Time will tell on whether Brennan's theory is correct on how much damage it does when returning all the bestow creatures. And I definitely think that in time you're going to see a lot of complaints about the Rise of Eagle's name being useless.
Like the best 80s band name ever.
Yeah, we don't talk about the 80s.
All right. So that's blue. On to black, Chris. Go for it.
Aspect of Gorgon. Black and 2 colorless for an enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3 and has Death Touch. Seems kind of expensive.
Yeah, for everything that it
I
does.
don't know if I'm impressed by it.
This is a sideboard card, and it's a sideboard card against the deck we're going to build next week. Because
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
Very true.
if you're looking
Yeah,
at this
probably.
from green-red, it's like, okay, so now I can't outrage it, probably.
Yeah, as I said, you can incinerate or whatever we currently have, or lightning strikes. There we go.
So it helps against red.
Yeah.
+3
Yeah.
toughness, too strong, confirmed.
It's a defensive enchantment.
Yes.
Chris, what do you
Next.
think?
Yeah.
I already said what I thought.
Yeah.
Did? Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you were done.
Next is Blood Crazed Hoplite. Black and a colorless, human soldier. Heroic, whenever you cast a spell that targets Blood Crazed Hoplite, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is placed on Blood Crazed Hoplite, remove a +1/+1 counter from target creature and opponent controls. In standard Pauper, I can see the benefit of this because it's pretty reasonably priced. And there's going to be a bunch of other creatures on the other side of the board from you that are probably going to have counters on them as well. So knocking them down a notch might be nice, but I'll defer to the opinions of people who play.
Yeah, I like it because let's look at our heroic deck. Our heroic deck, it runs off of 1 and 2 and 3 drop spells. This thing, if you play it outright with enchantments, you can pretty much go 1 for 1 with a heroic deck, and every time they're trying to put a 1/1 counter on it, you can be doing the same thing and taking counters off of theirs and just keeping your stuff big and their stuff small. And if you play it outright, you can do that all day, every day, until you get them to rage quit on you.
I don't know if it's a distinction that's worth mentioning or not. But you're not actually removing a counter and putting it on yourself.
No, but you're still getting your stuff bigger, and you're keeping theirs down.
So
Here's
that's
like
just, go ahead.
the one thing I want to like. The one downside seems was like, is it really neutering the other creature enough to the degree like? Because if you're bestowing stuff onto a creature, it gets the +1/+1 counters generally, but it still has an enchantment. So while you're taking a little bit of extra power and toughness off, they still have those extra things on them that are still going to make it a threat.
Yeah.
And if you're in black, if you're not splashing anything else, there's not a whole lot you can throw on this guy to make him bigger.
It's true.
So if you're going to do that, like the best ways to add something to your deck is that you're going to go green or white.
Right.
In which case, if you're going to add those colors, why aren't you just playing the green-white variant anyways?
Yeah.
So it's like half neutering the creature.
Yeah.
Like taking
he's
one ball.
I think he's the only heroic black common.
I think you're right, to be honest.
Well, that's why I
Maybe.
think. I think like I said, this is a situation where I think you'd try adding blue, but
I think this
That's
is
your answer for everything.
I think this is a fantastic design. I wish we had more of these at common. This does not feel like a common card, and I think this will make splashes in any format where there's a lot of Theros block, such as limited, such as Theros block constructed, such as standard Pauper, because the basic 2/1 heroic is pretty strong in itself for 2 mana,
Yeah.
and then you have
Yeah.
this anti-Theros block effect. So I think this is
Yeah, I could see this guy being.
this is actually enabling a new deck in standard Pauper, and we have too few of those cards. So I think you're now looking at you can build a white-black heroic deck with lots of interesting stuff in it. So I think this is
and
an awesome
completely do the anti. Yep, and completely do the anti of what your opponents are trying to do. Like that's why I'm saying if you build this right with whatever color you want to add, you can go toe to toe with the heroic deck, and as they're trying to add counters, you can take them off.
So
And
Let's
you
not
can just
forget-
make your guy big.
Let's not forget, it's also a 2-mana 2/1, so it can beat face.
yes.
Yeah.
That is true. An efficient beater in black is hard to come by. So
Yeah.
As we'll see later on in the set.
I
don't
just-
think
I
any
find this-
existing black deck wants this card, but I think it enables a totally new black deck.
The artwork is really cool too.
Is it perverted? Is that what you're saying looks cool?
No, it looks cool, like as in it looks cool.
You and your zombie fetish.
So
Next is Cast into Darkness, which is a black colorless enchantment. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0 and can't block. This is garbage.
yeah.
you still have Quack Sickness. Just go with.
Pretty hot garbage. Pretty hot garbage. It's garbage that's been around in the sun for many, many weeks.
Cruel Feeding. Getting back to the tentacle porn question of earlier. It's a single black instant. Strive. Cruel Feeding costs 2 black more to cast for each target beyond the first.
Oh
Any
my
number of target creatures get +1/+0 and gain lifelink.
Now
until
this
the
one
end
I
of time.
like. This one I like. Not gonna lie.
That could be if you do it right, that could be like a giant exponential just burst of life gain, which could keep you in there. But also, the lamp realms almost make it worth using.
Lifelink, Lifelink, I think is very underrated in most Magic formats, especially in one such.
Centaurs?
Especially what?
There's centaurs with lamprey arms. It's just like pick a species and stick with it.
Yeah, well,
Eh.
This
Too simple.
on just another Magic podcast. This caused more perverted comments than the God Hunter Octopus.
yeah, but if we do, then Chris is gonna take us out.
No.
I remember episode 69. I got a very angry email from him.
Well, yeah, to not take the obvious road.
Yeah.
Don't do lowbrow humor, usually.
This is one of those cards where I can see like trying to find a way to make it work, but then all of a sudden you've got like 64 cards in your deck and you gotta get rid of 4 of them, and that's this one.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
I like that way of looking at it.
Dreadbringer Lampads. Black and full colorless for a enchantment creature nymph. Constellation. Whenever Dreadbringer Lampads or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains Intimidate until end of turn.
Too expensive.
Yeah.
just expensive enough.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because I haven't looked at the entire set beyond the commons, did we get a constellation thing that does something similar to like the Ubalt Sar Gatekeeper, where it like gives something negative at all for constellation, or no?
I wouldn't know.
I have no idea.
So.
No idea. Wait, what? Did we what?
Like
You know what the
oh yeah. Hold on, there's something. There's a minus.
I didn't
one,
hear the
minus
question.
1.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I didn't hear the question, Peter. I'm sorry.
Do you remember
Listen
what
to
the
the
Ubalt
show
Sar
when we
Gatekeeper
post
does? At all?
I still didn't hear the question. Because of Chris this time, actually.
Do you remember what the Ubalt Sar Gatekeeper was?
Yes.
First off.
negative 2.
Yeah, it gives negative 2. Okay, I was just wondering if we had anything that, like, Constellation had a similar effect to that. Like, even
Yeah,
if it's
we
negative 1,
do.
negative 1.
Yeah, we do, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But I know.
Doomwake
I think-
Giant.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not common.
I think it gives neg 2, neg 2.
No,
No, it's uncommon. It's too
that's,
powerful.
it's rare.
So
it's rare?
moving on.
Yeah.
Feast of Dreams is a black and colorless instant. Destroy target enchanted creature or enchantment creature.
Like it.
Will
Love
be
it.
definitely
Dream
played.
Killer.
Yeah, that'll be played.
Block and standard
Dream
Pauper.
Killer. Yes, Dream Killer.
Yes.
Like I said, this is one of those cards that if you want to really mess up bestow decks, this is the one that does it.
You know, Rosie O'Donnell had a dream.
Font of Return. Black and the colorless enchantment. For 3 and a black, sacrifice Font of Return. Return up to 3 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Too expensive.
Seems...
The sack ability is way too expensive in my opinion.
Once again, it's
There's
an
only-
enchantment enabler, so you have to have, if you really need enchantments, you could play this.
Yeah,
I'm
but there's
just-
got to be better enchantments to play than this.
Probably.
If you're
If you're
desperately
looking
needing
for
them.
a deck with only enchantments, for example, for Constellation.
Yeah, well, that's a specific type of case, though.
Yes.
You know what the problem with these fonts are? They're enchantments and not artifacts.
Yeah.
But that's not the
they
theme.
should be
I don't get
enchantment
why that's a
blocks.
problem.
I know, I understand that, but I don't know. I don't like any of them. I really don't like any of the fonts. I think they're all dreadfully horrible.
And
You
how
don't like
make
a
them
lot of
encha-
things.
are like how does changing them from the enchantment type to artifact type make them any better?
They seem like, I don't know. I don't want the enchantments to seem of the thing, but there's so many better enchantments to play than
Nate, are you racist against enchantments?
there's better enchantments to play than these fonts. They're just
Doesn't
all
make
dreadful.
sense.
But given the extremely limited card pool in
Doesn't
Standard
even
Pauper,
make
especially after rotation, I think
Regardless of the
play in a
limited.
very specific deck.
Regardless of the limited choices, even after rotation, I would choose better enchantment. I would just look for a better enchantment than
I'm saying
this.
that you might be needing every enchantment, and this at that
Pretty
point,
much.
this is
And the-
limited.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is that this enchantment's probably more playable than most, and an enchantment-based archetype.
It's probably the
Where you
least
need every
playable
enchantment you can get.
It's probably playable.
Yeah, but the fact that it says enchantment makes it playable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like the fonts don't do anything. It's just that the white one doesn't. Well, the white one doesn't do anything at all, actually. But
This one's still better than the white one.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Raging Goblin's better than the white fonts, but
All right, I just don't like them. They just don't have the right feel to me.
well,
Like, don't-
we're not picking on you. We're just we
No, it's fine. No, the fonts just don't have the right feel to me. I don't like
Yeah.
any of them. Like I don't even like the blue
You
one.
can play it with Green
Like-
Guardian.
Yeah.
It's a Grim Guardian.
It's the next card.
It's a card that's black and 2 colorless. It's an enchantment creature zombie. 1/4. Constellation. Whenever Grim Guardian or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I'm on board.
I wish it was Extort.
This is
I wish it was Blood Hunter Bat.
Yeah.
I wish it was butter. I wish it was 2 mana.
But it's
well,
not bad.
this plays into
No.
that new deck that would key off of that one card from earlier.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know that one card that would be better if it was an artifact.
Nyx Infusion. Black and 2 colorless for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 as long as it's an enchantment, otherwise it gets -2/-2.
I like this one. It feeds into our blood crazed hoplite.
Yes.
That
Yes,
would
it
be.
does.
Yeah.
It's like building your own deck with this set.
Eh,
Yeah. I want to draft triple Journey to Nyx.
You
Yeah.
think you
Sounds
do.
horrible.
You think you do.
I'm
Remember,
going
when you're
to.
drafting Journey to Nyx, you're going to be drafting with rares and then commons also.
That's true.
We did triple Mirrodin Besieged one time. I was just like, hey, this sucks. How do you make the Scars block worse for drafting? Just do 3 Mirrodin Besieged. Farika's Chosen. Single black for a creature snake. It's got Death Touch and it's a 1/1. So it's your 1/1 Death Touch black creature.
Typhoid Rats.
pretty common.
Yay!
Typhoid Snake.
Did such score
I mean-
play? It did, right?
Yeah, it did.
And Typhoid Rat saw play too. I mean, this is... I mean, it's got its place. If you're looking for the type of deck that needs some time to get itself stabilized,
Yeah,
this is a good, cheap way to kind of hold the board down.
yeah.
Because, I mean, even though it's only a 1/1, there, especially early in the game as an opponent, it's really tough to try and swing into a 1/1 and know that you're going to lose your creature too.
Mono Green would hate
So-
this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, Returned Reveler.
What the hell?
It's a
I
zombie.
like that. I like that. He's like, oh my. Black and a colorless for a zombie satyr. When Returned Reveler dies, each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
His picture's just like, whoa!
A 1/3 for 2 because we're not going to talk about the mill strategy.
But can it be a dredge enabler? Is there any reason?
Yeah.
There's a reason to put creatures in a graveyard, right?
It's a quicker dredge strategy because I think the other one that's like this is a 3-drop.
And if
something
only
like
there was
that.
a way to get 3 creatures back at once.
Oh my god!
So you would be getting this.
All right,
back.
I think we're picking on Nate a little too much now. Brennan,
Is
Yeah.
it?
I don't
Can you
know.
give me a
trying to-
hint? Is it an
Trying to do a
artifact?
set review.
It's a black creature. It's a black. It's a black creature in Theros, I think. It's like a 3-drop black creature Minotaur that does this thing.
I don't think there's any Minotaur that mills yourself. There's Satyr Waitfinder, but that's green.
Oh no, you're talking about that's a 4/2 that
Yeah.
either comes into play or leaves play. It mills you more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that card.
Yeah, it's just a cheaper version of that with a different power and toughness.
And how good is that one?
It
Or it was more
bad.
expensive.
it's fun. Yeah, it's more expensive. It was fun with Commune with the Gods.
And
So
You want your 2 power, 3 toughness creature to do more. For example, Scry 1.
yeah, oh, but you do.
you want
I
your
can't,
3 mana.
I can't handle that profile picture of you, Dan, whenever you talk. I can't handle it.
Yeah, I mean,
Rotted Hulk.
Brennan looks like Papa Grizzly.
You're welcome.
Rotted Hulk Decompose. Black and 3 colorless for a creature elemental. He's a 2/5 vanilla that is pretty common to black.
For a card named Hulk, it sure is small.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Wolverine
Oh,
must
he's
have.
made out of ships.
What is this?
Yeah.
Oh. So it shouldn't have been 2 L's. Hulk.
Yeah, it's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's hosting the call? Because I'm going to need you to drop Brennan.
Well, you're going to be taking over the call here in a minute because after we get done discussing this
I'm already
card,
hosting.
I'm going to have to go. So
I'm already hosting the call.
Okay.
All right.
yeah, okay. Well,
Oh
because
wait, or is Nate doing it because he invited Dan?
no,
Else?
I don't know, but it might drop because I'm after we get done talking about this card, I'm gonna have to go.
All right.
So
All right, black. Overall, I'm actually pretty impressed with black, especially given what it's had to work with the past few sets. It seems like there's just a lot more it's bringing to the table this time around.
yeah.
That black kill spell is definitely something to watch out for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like this. I like the black cards this time around in this set because I think Blood Crazed Hoplite is a card to keep an eye on. I think there is enough in the works if you look at combining all the sets as a whole that you could probably make an anti deck to heroic. Like you could make a heroic deck that could like single-handedly shut down another heroic deck in the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
hmm
So I mean, I think the Feast of Dreams, yeah, Feast of Dreams is really good. Blood Crazed Hoplite is a card to watch out for because I think it could do something. Because I mean, I just like the idea of like, because I've played against their heroic decks before, and it's like once they get going, it gets out of hand, and like the Blood Crazed Hoplite just is up to par of like going toe to toe with that deck and just going, hey, that's cool. It's a cool 1/1 counter. How about I do the same thing and take yours away? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like
I
it.
think that
I like
if
that.
if they actually designed for standard Pauper, this looks designed for standard Pauper because black is so oppressive in standard Pauper right now, and it already has great archetypes. And these cards doesn't help those archetypes, but it enables new archetypes.
Yeah.
So I'm quite impressed. It
Yeah.
looks designed to me.
Yeah. So
Or
But
is it
yeah.
a preview of something to come?
Yes.
yeah. But with that being said, I'm gonna transfer, let Chris finish the show out with y'all, and I'm gonna head on out. So,
All right.
Alright.
talk to you later.
See you, Nate.
Yep. See you
Later, Nate.
Bye.
I have to leave in 40 minutes because I'm catching a train.
I knew he was the one hosting the call.
Son of a bitch. This is why we don't let Nate do that.
No, this is why those cards are enchantments and not artifacts.
Okay, roll call. Dan, you here?
Yeah.
Brennan.
Yep.
Mike.
Yep.
Peter.
I was
Alright,
just saying I have
keep
to leave
this-
in 40 minutes to catch a train.
Okay.
All right. Well, we can wrap this up in 40
I
minutes.
doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, that's-
you're next, right, Dan?
I'm doing red.
Oh, you're doing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It shouldn't be that hard. There's not that many great cards. First one, Blade Tusk Boar. Intimidate, reprint, 4 mana for a 3/2. I don't think you ever saw a standard Pauper deck before. I don't think it's going to happen again.
I don't
Cursed
understand
Spirit
why
is
this-
being played, right?
So which one?
Spirit
A
is
Cursed
one
Spirit?
black.
Mm-mm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't
same
understand why
size
this
and
needs to be
everything.
reprinted in this when it could just be reprinted in the core set.
Who knows?
Because we like our pigs and minotaurs in
I
red.
think
That's
they
It
why.
probably will be reported in the course that.
This is doing stuff in
Yeah, right.
Games Limited, so that's why they need it here.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, good point.
All right. The next one is another one of the 1 mana enchantment auras, Flame Speaker's Will. Same as always, get +1/+1, and this one, if you do damage, sacrifice it, destroy an artifact.
Boring.
Oh crap! It's going to destroy my
Uh,
font.
Yeah. Right. Considering there's, despite what we heard earlier, there's like no artifacts other than the whip in
Hey,
standard
you know,
Pauper.
I needed some toilet paper. I think this card will do just the right job.
Don't do
It's
that.
like-
Paper cuts
it's
are a
just like-
bitch.
It's like one of the 3 shells. Don't you know how to use the 3 shells?
Oh god!
You know, I really
Three
wish they would.
shells.
I really wish they would explain that. Actually, after all these years of watching that movie.
Their explanation of it would never be as interesting as how you imagine it in your head,
Yeah,
which
right.
is why they don't.
It's just crazy.
So
One of the
All right.
greatest urban legends of movies.
My next card is Flurry of Horns. For 5 mana, you get 2/3 red Mentors with haste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Populate.
I love this. This is hell yeah. This is my favorite red common right here. Love it.
No, it's not.
it's actually not that. It's not that bad.
I like it.
I think it's
I like it.
way too expensive.
Is there anything that boosts
but the-
Minotaurs at common?
A comment, no. But they stick around, and that's lately we've been saying, oh, you get all kinds of things, but they don't, just sacrifice at the end of turn or whatever. So this They stick around. You don't have to attack with them. You don't want to, but you can. Haste.
I'm sorry.
I think
At
it's
five,
great.
at 5 mana, I just don't like it.
Yeah,
But
but 5 mana for 4 toughness for 4 power with haste is not
I
bad.
know.
And I know
That's the way I see it.
Black had some Minotaurs in Ravnica, I think it was, but I can't remember if they had any synergy with other Minotaurs or not.
No,
I don't think so.
I do like how
Minotaurs don't
they're.
seem to get along.
I do like how they're 2/3s like the usual Minotaur throughout Magic.
Yeah.
Tangarth would be
not
proud.
2/2s.
Nope.
Hurlon would be proud.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is Font of Ire.
And it's not an artifact.
Not an artifact, unfortunately. Cost 2, and then for 4 in sacrifice, 5 damage to target player. I
Lava
think
X.
it is if it said target player or creature. I think this might be the best one, but
No.
It's like putting a lava axe on layaway.
yeah.
Yeah.
For
Hey,
only
you only need 4 of them.
you only need 4. Yes, that's true. That's what I'm saying. I wish. Well, I don't know.
You don't need
I don't know what I don't know what it would cost or what would make it better unless it's Seal of Fire.
Yeah.
That Kool-Aid.
That would make it good.
That Kool-Aid's not being sipped by me.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid lava.
I mean, like, the Kool-Aid guy's coming in and he's seeing this card and going, oh no.
Oh no! Drink deep and find your vengeance fulfilled.
You know, the Kool-Aid guy's actually a jackass.
Yeah, please.
Okay, gluttonous Cyclops.
Guy destroys your walls and shit.
He's a vanilla monstrosity creature. I know that sounds weird, but he's 6 mana for a 5/4. You can make him monstrous for 5 and 2 red.
This card's
Monsters
terrible.
3.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. Let's
It's
just...
not all terrible. It kind of looks like a penis throwing up sheep.
Okay. You know, I actually don't put... Oh my god,
Moving
yeah,
on.
it really does.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it really does. Look at the head. Look, it's got a head. It's got 2 nuts. Look at that.
Awesome.
Oh Christ.
Super gross.
I broke Dan. I'm sorry.
Moving on.
Okay, next
Dan.
card.
Unfortunately,
Lightning.
Christ can't help you now.
I know.
Uh-oh. Lightning Diadem. This is an enchantment, a creature aura enchantment. When it comes into play, it does 2 damage, and it gives the creature +2/+2, but it costs 6 mana.
Moving on.
This is terrible. Don't put this in your deck. 6
Hey,
mana.
friends.
6 mana. Don't play
Next
this.
up is a reprint. Yeah!
It's not bad reprint
Like
though.
it? Yeah, you can't target the player. That's what sucks.
Magma Spray is basically there to deal with 1 card and 1 card only, Chandra's Phoenix, which is rare, so we can move on.
The voice of reserve.
Exile it.
Play Shock. No one plays
voice.
voice. Only Hexproof plays voice, and that deck sucks.
Yeah, I wish it targeted player as well. Then it would be good.
There
Yeah,
are
that would
very
be
few
shock.
decks in standard Pauper that don't run creatures.
I would just
Yeah.
put Shock.
All right, next one. Yeah, Shock's better. Pensive Minotaur. He's a 3 mana for 2/3. Vanilla creature is vanilla.
Strictly better than Hurlon Minotaur.
He's not a 2/2. That is
He's
In the
correct.
absence-
Very
Doesn't have 1 red colored mana. He has 1 red colored mana symbol less.
What was Hurlon? 1
Hurlon was
red,
1
red?
red for 2/3.
Red, red. Oh my god.
I just
Okay,
keep looking at this, and I think, in the absence of abilities, we'll give him an adjective.
Pensive. Yeah, he literally, his card says he sits there and thinks. That is an inactive card.
Yeah, well, maybe he does. Maybe he does.
That's all he does. He just sits there.
The next card is probably the
What's-
best. The best.
What
described
is the
site.
weight of man? Rouse.
What is
Mob.
2 + 2?
Yeah.
Is it
I-
4 or 5?
I like this. I like this card as far as the Strive cards go. I'm not a fan of Strive, but this, because it gives them trample and +2, this seems like the one that can get you there.
The
quickest.
trample really puts it over the top.
Yeah,
God,
I
damn it.
agree.
leave me
Looks
alone.
better than Dynacharge, right?
Yeah, because Dynacharge doesn't do trample.
Yeah.
But it costs less.
But, yeah, Dynacharge costs less.
Does But does Giant Charge give him haste, or I know it gives him?
No, it doesn't give him haste. Just gives him +2.
Yeah, no, it just gives him +2. He's either one creature +2 or all creatures +2. Anyway, if you're gonna use Strive, I recommend using it on this one.
And it's a
And
heroic enabler
what you
that makes mono red heroic easier, if there ever was such a thing.
Right. Which brings us to the next card. A 1 mana 1/1 that has heroic. It's the Satyr Hoplite. Heroic. You know what heroic does? It adds a 1/1 counter.
I don't know what heroic does.
Whenever
You
you
just
cast
said
a
it.
spell that targets Satyr Hoplite, put a 1/1 counter on Satyr Hoplite, then make fun of Mikey.
Hey, there are some people listening that probably don't know what heroic does. I know it's impossible, but believe me, they probably
That's
don't.
going to be the next unhinged set. Is one of the costs is making fun of Mikey.
Make fun of Mikey.
Dude,
That's
I
an
would.
additional cost to
Hold on,
cast.
hold on. I would be incredibly proud if one of the cards to be in the next unhinged set was to make fun of me, or if I was to go to the Community Cup. That would just make my Magic career complete.
That would be fun.
I don't think I could, mainly the Community Cup. I actually really would love to go one year.
Not to play, just get made fun of.
Nah, I'd want to play. And win. And get made fun of, probably by LSB and his puns.
Oh god. Puns. Anyway, as far as heroic, I like this better than a Crowan Crusader.
I've heard a lot of good things about this card. I have yet to hear anything bad.
I love this. It looks great.
Yeah,
I think
it's exactly what I want heroic to do. I like it better than putting those 1/1s out on the field.
The picture's really funny too.
And
Could have been called the Mad Hatter skills.
Walls. Alright, next one. Sigiled Skink. It's a lizard.
Hell?
It's a lizard.
skink.
What's a skink?
Lizard.
Lizard.
Is
Type
it?
of lizard
I've never
with a
heard
blue
that word in
tongue.
my entire life.
Oh yeah, they're all
That
around
means
my
it
house.
doesn't exist.
Yeah, if you haven't heard about it.
Freaking New York mentality.
Whoa,
No, listen here. Listen, you
whoa,
listen here.
whoa.
You listen to me. No, I'm just...
This solves the aggro deck problem of playing from the top of your deck.
Yeah, this actually
Yeah.
seems like it's could be pretty
Really?
powerful in the red deck.
You think so? I don't
To be able
like
to
it.
Really?
Really?
You don't like it?
It's a 1 toughness.
You know, you're
gonna get
you might
that.
get to scry once.
The funny thing is, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
I actually just don't think it's very good. I think that you have so many better cards to be playing in the 2-drop slot.
But if you look at the
Like,
red
are any of those
decks, they
two
play
drops
a lot of
a skink?
questionable cards.
True, but the Scry 1 just... I mean, it's cool, but... I don't know.
I like this over Shred Freak and his ace play.
I like Rakdos Shred Freak better because it has haste.
I like this over Next
Yeah,
Rollica.
haste.
Well, let me.
Oh yeah,
like-
next
like,
one Rollicker, yeah.
With red decks, if you get to the point where the Scry on this card is relevant, you've probably gone past the point of being able to win. Because that's going to be like turn
I think
7.
it's relevant
where
on the
you-
first attack. Because you're running on such a tight schedule as the aggro deck.
Yeah, I just wish it had haste.
If it had
If it had
haste,
haste,
it would be
it would be-
so
I would-
good.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
I would
it's
say
haste.
I'd say auto include.
I would agree. If it had haste, holy shit.
But if I'm following
Yeah.
up my Foundry Street Denison with this guy, I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right.
Okay.
And last but not least,
Last one is Starfall. And
shoutouts to Hearthstone, yeah.
Starfall. Oh, well, yeah, the druid ability. 4 and a red, deal 3 damage to target creature. If it's an enchantment, Starfall deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Why don't you just play Chandra's
It
Outrage?
will
Why don't
never
you just
see
play
any
Punish
play
the
in any format.
No.
Maybe limited.
It's terrible.
They wasted an awesome name on a
Why don't you just play Punish
terrible
the
card.
what is it? Punish the Ignorance, I think is
The
the one
Wicked?
from Dragon's
Is that-
Maze. No, it's it's 5 men. It does the same exact thing except there's no enchantment clause.
Oh, okay.
So I don't understand what the point of printing this card was. See, this is why I don't like theme for sets, because then they basically just functionally reprint cards that have clause according to the theme,
Yeah, this is
and it's a waste.
this is the state of removal in Teros Limited. So it's like, what is the worst removal we can make that we'll see play in Limited? And this is probably it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You hear that, Wizards? You should make me work for you because I'm... No, I'm kidding.
Yes, demand employment. That works.
So red is pretty disappointing then.
Yeah, Red's incredibly disappointing.
There's like a couple of cards I like. That's it.
Except for maybe the Strive card. I mean, Red's fairly disappointing.
Strive and that Hoplite.
Yeah, and the hop.
The fact that those two work together so well also helps that. So.
Really disappointing.
All right. Well,
that Hearthstone's a good game, isn't it?
No.
Oh, dude, on the iPad, I love
Yeah.
it. It puts Magic to shame. Oh, put
No,
it on
no.
your iPad.
The client the client puts Magic Online to shame. The game itself makes Magic all the more fun.
Yes. I believe that's the case, even having not played. But one of my friends who quit Magic because he thought Magic was too complicated, he's loving Hearthstone, so he's forced me to play on Thursday.
You're not dealing with 20 years of rules lawyering with Hearthstone.
Listen,
and that's
Listen, no offense to any of the big Hearthstone streamers and any of them, but like the reason why people like Hearthstone more than Magic is because it's easier. I'm just stating the facts.
Don't underestimate the power of Blizzard when it comes to promoting games and making things
that
easy
too.
to use.
That too. Those are the two reasons, because it's easier than Magic, because Blizzard is just a better company in my opinion.
So Hasbro, buy Blizzard and fire the
No. Stay away from Blizzard, Hasbro. You've ruined our lives enough with Magic.
As long as we can all agree that SoulForge is bullshit, I think we can move on to green.
I'm sorry you're going to have to bleep this, but fuck SoulForge. That game is the biggest amount of bullshit I've ever seen in my life. No offense to Brian Kibler or anything. you can't take Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic and mix together and expect to make a game. I'm sorry.
You know what I hate is your face. I mean, no offense, but your face. I just
your face. I just
hate it. But no offense. I mean,
you know what I hate, Chris? I hate your voice. No offense.
I hope your family dies horribly, but no offense. I mean,
your whole family has cancer.
You know what? I hope that you lose your legs in a car crash tomorrow. And I'm sorry, but
I hope you die a mildly uncomfortable death surrounded by the people you love.
I hope that some chick paralyzes you and then just rapes you with a rusty nail in your sleep.
Now we're over the top. Now we're over the top.
Right, yeah.
Okay, yeah, now we're over the
Green's awesome.
Green time.
And Brennan, I hope you shave your stupid beard.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Nope.
I mean, no offense, but...
Jealous. I was just jealous. No offense, but I'm jealous.
No, seriously, I am jealous, because I can't get a beard for my life.
Desecration Plague, Peter. Tell us about it.
Desecration Plague. It's a sorcery for 3 colors and a green. You to destroy target enchantment or land. We've got better stuff, and land destruction doesn't do a whole lot in standard.
Yeah,
land destruction's pointless, and there's better ways to get rid of enchantments.
Yes.
Yeah. Amen.
Yep. So, and to green, we have the green font. Font of Fertility. For a single green, an enchantment, and then for a colorless and a green, you have Sacrifice Font of Fertility, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Well, it's the most usable of the fonts. It's, not good.
A glorified...
I think it's the second best one.
Yeah, it's definitely worse than the blue one.
It's an overcosted rampant growth, and that's sometimes...
What is... You know, it's funny that there's only 4 of fonts. White didn't get one.
White got... Oh. Well,
Yep, true.
I was wondering who would fall for that.
Next one. Gold Hind. For a colorless and a green, you need a 2/1 elk that taps to add a green mana. So it's another mana dork, but I think the satyr from the beginning one where it just untaps the land is probably better.
Yeah, this is a functional reprint of an elf from Morrowind.
Yeah. However, if you are playing mono green, you want all the mana dorks in the world.
Right.
There you go.
But Elvish Mystic, Axeman Guardian, Zertar, Druid all rotate out in October. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, that is depressing.
He is right.
Yeah, maybe we'll look at a format with no elves, with no mana elf for 1 mana.
That would be weird.
And then we have this, and only this.
Do we have a deer?
Yay,
Elf,
deers.
my bad.
Okay.
Well, there are known common artifacts in this set.
Nope.
Surprise.
It's
Figured
the
we got
fonts.
was enough.
No wonder Nate wanted the fonts to be artifacts.
Probably should have been.
Anyways, our next one.
All right. Yeah.
Flare of Mortals. For 4 colors, 2 green, you get a 5/5 enchantment creature elemental with constellations. Whenever he or another enchantment comes into play, creatures you control gain trample.
Red
Yeah,
green
for
biggie.
6 mana. Sounds like the fatties are coming your way, Pete.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like we actually have
and-
something that's
right.
over
and-
effect.
That's your win condition right there,
yes,
man.
it is. It's because look, it doesn't say target creature.
Creatures. So yeah, so just the entire team go in.
Go for it.
So yeah, that's an auto include in our red green fatties.
I like it.
All right, we've already
I'm
got
down.
one.
There's a
We
question
got
of how
one.
many 6-drops we can play, but this is definitely a candidate.
Yeah, this is definitely
All of them. That's the answer. But
all of them. That's the answer.
Okay.
next one is Crewfix's Insight. For 2 colors and green, you get a sorcery. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. Put 3 enchantment cards from among them into your hand. The rest, the revealed cards into your graveyard. We've talked about this one. This was one of the early spoiled ones, and I think we already said it. It's going to be seen in play somewhere. As to whether or not it's going to be seen in the Horus deck is maybe unlikely to maybe. And or as we were talking last time, I think we said it's like there's the possible ability of a enchantment control deck where that would serve as a very good draw spell.
What about
You know
Dredge
where-
and Classic?
Spell?
It could
What
be played in Shafa's enchantment deck in Classic.
Ooh,
Well,
that-
Why would you
what
play
about
this in
Dredge and
Classic?
Classic?
What about?
Dredge and Classic, just ditch 6 cards in your graveyard for 3 mana.
3 mana is
I mean-
not in Classic. Are you
I
playing
mean,
it
in Dredge.
You're playing it in Dredge. Yeah,
I mean, in,
that's true.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't say to use it in hexproof. Like no, like in the least, don't use that. I'd say if you're using it for hexproof, it would be the standard hexproof at most.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at like classic at all, like when we were debating, like maybe that like enchantment control list somehow, so it gets you those 3 control spells that you need.
I might play it in Boggles just to refill. I might do it.
But
What would you replace
are you
as a
replacing
drop though?
Ancestral
Because
Mask
you have
with this? Are you replacing Armadillo Cloak? Are you replacing the Gnarlid?
Probably Arnarlid.
really.
I could see it. I could.
I've never been a fan of Arnarlid in the...
I mean, I hate the, like, Arnarlid is good, but the fact that it can be hit by removal is just, like, I cited out a lot just to make my opponent's removal dead.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I always
felt
found
like
it
Hexproof
as
just
outside.
needed the extra
outside
I know Deluxikov is, if he ever listens to this, is probably going to be like, Mikey, I'm going to freaking kick you in the nuts just so you can have some intelligence. But, like, I can really see it.
Market Festival.
If there is,
Yeah, that's
if
right.
there is a standard Pauper Constellation deck, and you have 40 cards that are enchantments in your deck, this is looking interesting, but then you are polluting the deck with this crap that isn't an enchantment. So then you can't have 40 enchantments in your deck.
I feel like polluting.
Yeah,
I feel like
36.
polluting is unnecessarily harsh. I'm just gonna say
Maybe a
that.
little, but
You're-
who knows?
Your face is unnecessarily harsh.
There you go. Market Festival.
Market
Tell
Festival.
us in the green. We get an
Yeah.
enchantment to enchant a land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 2 mana of any color combination to his or her mana pool. We like mana acceleration, but we don't like mana acceleration at 4. So no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I am
think
saying
about
this
that.
will most definitely see play, but I'm not saying it's any good, but people will play this card. This is the Timmy card of the set. Oh, it's so
Well,
much
you
mana.
do have the guy that untaps land, so.
Yeah.
Suppose.
True.
We are.
You know what? There you go. That's how you get all that mana to use Fount of Fires to kill someone by hitting him for 5.
Maybe you can.
Oh,
get
you
seven
just
life.
cracked it.
Next card.
You
What?
just cracked it.
Crack what?
Peter just cracked the way to win.
Yeah, it's how you get all the mana to play Fount of Fires and kill someone by dealing them 5.
Yeah, you'll
There
find
you
your
go.
Font of Iris with Crewfix's insight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All you,
There
gotta do- you just gotta. But what if someone plays the white enchantment?
No!
That's it. That's
Ban
it.
it!
I win. I win. Booyah. That's it.
Follow the trail. Follow the trail.
That's it.
Fuck.
Anyways, next card. Nature's Panoply. How do you say that? Looks like it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like
It's our
Monopoly.
green strive card. So for a single green, or if you strive it for 2 colors in a green, choose a target, gets put a +1/+1 counter on them, basically.
I like that it's permanent.
But
I still
it
think the red
still
one's better.
seems it still seems pretty steep. So we could just give out +1/+1 counters.
I mean,
the other ones have done something similar.
In the green decks, your creatures are probably already going to be big at common level, because common level is where you get the big, stupid, overcosted green creatures. So playing this card just doesn't seem very necessary. But in green, if you're playing the big ramp deck, this card is more likely to be strived for, like, you know,
I see what you
2 or
mean.
3 creatures.
Looks like a heroic
So-
leader to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if maybe a red-white heroic deck or a green-white ramp heroic deck, it might be really good.
Maybe.
I just thought of the new brew of the month.
Plus
Over
knife
cost of
is
travel prep.
Next card, Oakheart Dryads. For 2 colors in green, we have a constellation. Whenever Oakheart Dryads or non-enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
I want to brew the
Next
constellation
card.
deck now.
Next card,
Next card.
Ferris Band Thunderhoof. For 4 colors in green, we get a 3/4 Centaur Warrior with Heroic. So basically, whenever you cast them, you need to put 2 +1/+1 counters on them.
Whatever.
Centaur Battle
Too
Master
expensive.
goes common.
Yeah, about
I care as much
exactly.
about this card as I do Delver top 8ing a premier event every week.
Pretty much.
is that a lot or a little?
Not at all.
Okay, I just figured I should have that
But isn't
clarified.
this the most powerful heroic card in common?
At common level,
Yeah, at
probably.
common,
Like I said,
yeah.
Common level, yeah.
you have to wait till like turn. Well, I guess not necessarily 5. If you're
Well, no,
playing-
because in a green deck you're going to be
But,
playing like
yeah.
Elvish Mystics and stuff, so you're going to be playing in like turn 4.
Right,
yeah, but then it's
this,
still building up later on. Seems kind of, I don't know.
Okay, at this level you have options. Nessie and Asp. Is this better than Nessie and Asp?
Nah.
Is this better than Snake the Golden Grove?
This is.
better
I don't
than
even
those
think
guys
this is
in
better
a,
than
in a
the.
white-green heroic deck.
I don't even think this is better than the 3/4
Which
Hex
one?
guy.
Oh, the Rebel Black Rhino.
Yeah, I don't even think it's better than that. Just because you can't kill the Rhino.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Like, think about, like, for Constellation, how many enchantments are you going to be forced to play? Like, how much of a percentage of your deck is going to have to be enchantments for
I
this?
think all of it.
You're gonna want to probably run somewhere near.
Exactly. Like, you're going to force yourself to play bad cards just to, like, get Constellation going? Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I think Constellation is an ability that really just promotes kitchen table use.
Maybe.
And no, I don't mean like a coaster. I mean like it promotes, you know, it doesn't promote like actual competitive play. It's just something cool for the casual players to play with.
Yeah, the Eidolon, the rare, it's like the best pickup at rotation next year.
Yeah.
It will be a casual
Mhm.
card forever.
Anyways, next one, Ravenous Lucrocoda. Crocoda? Yeah.
It's
Anyways, for 3 colors and a green, you get a 2/4 Beast with Vigilance, and for 7 mana, you get a Monster 3. It's no Nessie and Asp, so we can just
so it would be a 5.
This guy needs
Where-
Where's
yeah.
the reach?
It's got vigilance, dog.
Yeah, but
reach,
it's not
reach
an
or
Asp.
trample.
Bro, you don't know about the
I'll
vigilance,
take
man.
either.
Like
I will give you this much though. That is a very, very angry dog.
Dan, you don't understand. Like you can attack and then still block.
Wow! It's like Sarah Angel, but crap.
Yeah,
What?
It's like
Sarah
Soulforge.
Angel, only crappy.
it's like Soulforge. Oh, man.
Next one,
Exodia, obliterate.
Renowned Weaver. For a single green, you get a
Activated
1/1
my trap card.
Human Shaman. And for a colorless and green, you can sacrifice that Renowned Weaver to put a 1/3 green spider enchantment creature token with reach onto the battlefield.
Centaur's healer. When Centaur's Herald is overpowered.
It's just like any of those ones where you sacrifice it to make something that's slightly better.
This chick is looking at us and she's like, "Yeah, you know what's going on here. You don't want to play this card. Walk away."
Walk on by.
You just
Walk
walk
away.
on by. You just keep on walking.
She's even got a big spear in her hand, ready to stab you. She's just like, "Yeah, walk away."
She's got a spear in her hand.
That's,
Oh, I
that's
thought I
fabric.
thought the tree was the spear. She looks like,
Oh.
yeah, because it looks like a big line's going through.
Oh, I gotcha.
Anyways, we're going to go to our last green card, the Seder Grove Dancer. For a colorless and green, you get a 1/1 Seder Shaman. That when Seder Grove Dancer enters the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's like Bond Beetle.
Bond Beetle.
Isn't that a
reprint
reprint
of some other card before
of,
Bond Beetle?
Yeah, it's a functional reprint of a card from.
Timberland Guide, is it?
No, it's from Avison Restored.
Bomb Beetle was a single green, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
is an
But
actual
it was an
functional
01.
reprint of the card from Avison Restored. I'll go look it up
But
real
this
quick.
is in a set where +1/+1 counters matter more than usual.
Yeah, it
Sure.
was Timberland Guide.
Timberland guy put a
Oh yeah,
1/1
Timberland
counter?
Guide. There you go. Yeah, Timberland Guide. I remember it because it was one of my favorite cards in Avison Restored when drafting it. Like twice. I passed a champion of Lamport once and still won the draft. Man, I got a lot of hate for that. You remember that, Peter?
Oh yeah.
We got so much hate for that crap. And, the fact that we won the draft, people were so pissed.
We were called Luxac for winning because we didn't take the champion.
And I was like, and some dude on PRMTGO, really put effort into explaining, why it wasn't fair that we won and got to celebrate. Because I beat the guy in the finals with the champion land pulp, but twice he drew it, really late where it didn't do anything. And I was like, yeah, because, you don't draw it on turn 3, it's still a good card. It's just a 1/1. Yeah.
This looks very much like an ordeal enabler, and that doesn't affect us.
Nope.
Yeah. So Peter, what do you think about green as a whole?
It's got some stuff to play with. I'm definitely looking forward to the Humbler of Mortals. Someone's gonna find a way to use Krufix Insight. And we have another Mana Dork. So,
Okay.
we got stuff to play with.
Yeah.
Very concise.
It's got a lot of Rosie O'Donnell type creatures. Fat creatures.
Wow.
So much hate for her.
She's not even on the TV anymore, man.
I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like going at a Rosie O'Donnell tonight in a funny way. Oh, that could be taken so freaking
Yeah,
long.
I think you have some feelings you need to address.
God damn it.
What needs
Oh,
to happen.
God. Oh, I just screwed myself over. Chris is probably laughing like, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
There's a group on Reddit, GW Curvy. You should look into that one. Probably.
GW Curvy.
Alright, what do you think of the set as a whole?
We have enough stuff to start playing with stuff, and we've had a couple cards that would enable. I'm thinking will enable different archetypes. So
Yes.
what's really funny? Today I was watching Michael Jacobs stream, and I just said, you know what? I'm just going to ask a random question because I don't ever talk in his chat unless it's relevant. So I just asked him a random question. So do you?
But you talk here all the time when it's not. Oh, never mind.
Yep.
Let's see how it is, fellas. Let's see how it is. Anyway, so I asked him, I just put a random question in his chat, and I was like, so do you think that Journey makes Standard, but I put it as STD, any more fun? And he didn't answer, but somebody in the chat said, well, STDs usually aren't very fun. They usually ruin lives, Mikey. And the guy got banned, and I was left alone.
Wow.
I felt so bad because I got the dude banned for no reason.
For making a joke.
Yeah, and that dude is probably gonna message Michael Jacob 5 or 6 times, in the next day, please don't ban me. Oh, Michael Jacobs is sometimes such a mean person.
Let's call it a show.
Yeah, why not?
I want to add something. I think that
Add something.
it's very hard for small set arriving as the last set in Standard Pauper to make an effect. But I think this one is well designed for that. And I think this will shake up the format more than most
I agree.
last sets will do. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I wish that the sets were bigger, honestly. I wish they would go back to, not necessarily the time spiral size, but at least a little under it. I how many cards are in this set? 150 something?
165.
To a degree, I agree with you, Mike. But my one fear is if they force themselves to try and expand more, I feel as though they're going to get less creative, and we're going to get more of those filler vanilla cards going, well, we need something to fill the slot, so here's a 2/3, here's a 2/2. So
You do see how many functional reprints they're making, right?
it's true. However, like I said, it's while it's a functional reprint, at least it's still a functional to some degree for something, as opposed to a card that is literally getting printed for no reason other than the fact that it needs to fill a number slot.
True, but I'm not asking for much. Like 165, I think like maybe 180 would have been better. Just like an extra 15 cards. Like an extra 5 commons, an extra 5 uncommons, an extra 5 rares, or like an extra 3 rares and 2 mythics. I don't think that would have been that bad.
True, I suppose.
Just because, like, if there's one thing a Magic player loves, it's options.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like the smaller the sets are getting, it's just limiting people's options to just nothing. I don't know, it's just the way I look at it.
I think also it's important to think about that how many sets are being released very soon. So
That is true. That is true.
So I think I'm
this year they're
extremely pleased with this set. Looking at the whole
Oh,
set, I think it's
me too.
really well done.
I think this set is more power than is more powerful than the other 2 sets combined.
Yeah, and Born of the Gods was a snooze fest, but this is way better.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, it seems like they saved it to the last, or they really hit their stride finally.
No, you know what I think it is. I think they just, it was the what's his name? The happiest guy in the world that's never unhappy. He says devastating a lot.
Santa?
No, not that guy, you ass.
Devastating.
No, he used to do like that chatter thing on Zach Hill. There you go. That's his name.
Oh, okay.
It had the Zach Hill effect where they thought that they had a good idea designing the set, and it turned out to be a horrible idea. He did like one set, and that was it, right? Didn't he do Avacyn Restored? Look how much that turned out.
And that was supposed to be a standalone set.
Yeah, that was supposed to be like the big set of them all, and it was like everyone was like, so you can only draft one archetype, and there's only like 2 cards for standard, and they're both like standard warping. Good job.
I can't help but look at the set from a finance point of view as well. I think this is a great finance set because it's the last set. We won't see too much.
Oh no,
and some of them are
it's
really
a great
for a long time.
It's a great final set in terms of
finance set.
Ras.
What?
For finance.
Finance.
Oh, sorry. But I'll say I think it's a great final set for 2 reasons. One, it's definitely got more power to work with than the other 2 sets. And 2, it means we won't have to deal with enchantments anymore. Yay!
Yeah, I hear that the
Only for another year.
Yuri will be announced on the 2nd day of the Pro Tour. That's really, really late.
Really?
I wonder why they waited so long
Ah.
for Yui.
That is kind of probably because Vintage Masters is coming, so I think they want to
they also want to promote Conspiracy.
Yeah, what the hell is that anyway?
Oh, it's 4-person draft format.
But they had a ton of stuff to promote last year, and they still spoiled Theros. They announced Theros in March.
What did didn't they do that at PAX though?
Yes.
Isn't that why?
But PAX has
They didn't
PAX
do
has
anything.
gone.
Yeah, they didn't do anything at
Exactly.
PAX
They're
this year.
waiting for
Did
the
they?
Pro Tour for some reason to announce you.
I think it's
weird.
because this is no, that doesn't really matter. I wonder why. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know why. I mean, I could come up with a troll answer and say like, well, Wizards doesn't want them, announcing at anybody else's thing. They just want to announce their own, blah blah. But I don't actually think that's true.
I gotta run, guys.
Okay.
All right,
All
Me
right.
too.
Dan, good talking with you.
Great times.
Yay, everybody. Good review.
Cheers.
All
So I guess,
right.
yes,
Buddy.
the end of this